Just doofy.
You should have seen earlier. I was just bopping along to the beat while it was loading.
Oh yeah, I turned my sound off a while ago, but I like.
Oh yeah, I muted the
look.
menu music immediately.
Yeah, the look of it and just remembering that is what the menu is. Sounds like is enough. Copy, paste, password, go.
Do we remember what color I was supposed? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
At the table, you're usually
The teal, isn't it?
Yeah, teal.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was white, and yeah, you were. I remember the giant pile of garbage on the ground being across the table and in the middle.
Steven, what did you do with all my garbage?
the fact that you yourself referred to as garbage, I think, is implicit in what he did with it.
I think at the tail end, like there
Less
was
assets to load.
Yeah. Someone was chugging along for some reason. I was like,
well, also with them all like bumping around and moving, they're also like applying physics.
Actually, no. You know what? No? I threw away your garbage because you missed last session.
Swept it under the rug.
Was not my fault.
Oh no! Did you have like a shelf over here and everything fell on the ground?
Hmm?
I just see a bunch of D&D books like on the ground.
Oh, that's where the fireplace was, but we figured out early on that having an active fire physics probably wasn't helping.
Okay, yeah, I would agree with that.
So I got rid of the fireplace.
You guys excited for Spelljammer?
I felt like it was D&D calling me out, man. I felt attacked.
Yeah, like I saw it and I was like, oh, look at that. Airships in space. What a novel idea.
Spelljammer was a second E property.
Yep.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's been around for a hot minute.
I never did anything with second E, so.
Yeah, I did not play back then. Basically, I started playing D&D at the like tail end of 3.5 technically, but mostly in Pathfinder.
I'm a Pathfinder mad lad.
Yeah, like the very first experience I had with D&D, our source material existed of Pathfinder, which had just I think recently come out, and anything from 3.5 was what we were told we could pull from. So I was it was one of those like I almost felt overwhelmed with choice.
Yeah.
And then by the end of Pathfinder, if you just had Pathfinder content, it pretty much felt the same.
Okay, looks like everybody's in the Discord. Alex, Cameron.
Yeah, everybody.
So much Pathfinder.
Woo!
Oh, I was gonna say, here's what's gonna go down tonight. We're gonna TPK, and then we're just gonna pull in the Goblin Reserve team and finish the fight from there. They're gonna just go back to town, claim the reward, be like, yeah, we're here on behest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we are the goblin problem.
Oh my god, we're the new party of bards.
What's the password again? I always forget.
It's pinned in the Discord. It's Alicia.
Thank you.
Ringworld campaign, Sesh 5.
Ringu.
Yeah, like if you go to Ringworld Prime, it's the pinned message.
Thanks.
Capital ELYSIA.
Yeah, I'm in. We're good.
Rad. Okay. Welcome everybody. Good to see y'all.
Wow.
Yes. That is definitely what we are doing.
it's pleasant to be back.
How is everyone doing today? I know Amanda is a little under the weather, so
Sorry to hear that.
Fabulous.
Damn. Sucks.
everybody else doing all right?
Pretty spiffy.
Fantastic.
Good to
Wishing-
hear.
Wishing I had a longer weekend.
I know that feeling.
This is my last day off from like 10 days off. I'm really sad.
The entire month of April, aside from like the time I took off, like I've had no actual weekend because of work. So, let's get started. Dan, what happened last time?
Let's see here. We wheeled some criminals into town. We got a few weird looks, but we turned them in. There was a couple of different bounties that we could have picked up. But then we met up with the new Fables. Triton, Lynn the Triton, Paige who's the Tiefling, Bucket the Goblin, and Onks the Dragonborn.
Beckett.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I said, Bucket.
Steven, this is a
Yes.
reminder. I hate you.
Amanda,
And, yeah.
what do you recall from last time?
I recall going to a dungeon. We are splitting our efforts between two dungeons to try and find a lost artifact, a flute, if I recall correctly.
Mhm.
And we took the dungeon that is currently on the table, while the new Fables headed off to a different one. And in navigating through the dark tunnels, we found ourselves face to face with a beautiful pile of goblins who we can presume are responsible for some of the theft on the road.
I appreciate them being referred to as a pile.
They certainly were, truly.
It's accurate. Yeah.
So they had stolen some tomatoes, and we discovered that they were throwing them down the hallway to drive off some mysterious, threatening entity. But we have decided to teach these goblins how to plant their tomatoes so that they can have tomatoes and not have to steal them. Which honestly I think is the most important part of the entire session. But also now we've explored the rest of this dungeon part and are staring it directly into the giant eye of an Uffic.
Indeed, indeed. Cameron.
Wait, what hasn't been covered?
Looks like there's nothing else to cover.
Who this
Alex,
man?
I am removing your inspiration.
Ooh. Well, just a reminder that we are on a time crunch. We only have like a day to get through here and then back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to remember anything else, other details. You guys basically covered everything in my notes already, so. If anybody has anything else.
Yeah, part of the mosaic. Was it this?
It was this room.
over. I don't remember how to ping.
Tab.
Yeah, in this area. Said, let's see, it had an emerald, I believe, which is that the gem of the goddess of light?
Yes, it is one of Galwin's favorite gemstones.
Galwin's, yes. And the mosaic said, the light that falls on all there is. And the emerald was kind of shining, I believe.
It was glistening in the light.
Right. because we were confused that maybe that was the green light they saw, but how when it's way over here and they're way over there, and then the Nothic eye is green, so that was probably it. But we weren't sure.
Indeed. Nick, anything to add?
Yes, I convinced a cave full of goblins that I was a god. Through
Not that you spoke with God. Not that you were God.
No, I said yes. They asked if I was god, and I'm like, sure.
Oh, okay.
That said, if you were going to ask any of the goblins to point to God, they wouldn't point to you.
Yeah, sorry. I as in me, player.
The voice in their
voice,
head.
You know, the
Agent God.
I want to win this singing competition. But yeah, no. Marston convinced the goblins they were hearing the voice of God and that we were here on behest of said God. And everything went peachy. There was some pyrotechnics, a little bit of razzle-dazzle. Everyone worked well together.
I only do the maximum of razzle dazzle. Thank you very much.
We made references to both Road to El Dorado and Ghostbusters. It was a good time.
Oh god, those
Razzle,
goblins.
dazzle.
Yes,
You know, remarkably, we're getting really good at talking our way through problems. Kind of like that.
Yeah. I hope you guys don't mind not everything necessarily ending in combat.
Entirely all right.
Yeah.
I'm always I'm as down for combat as I am for a good story. So, like, if things go a wacky or more diplomatic or intrigue route, I'm just as down.
Yeah, at the very least, I wasn't disappointed with how the goblin situation turned out at all.
Same.
Like, at the very least, I know I'm playing a very peaceful character, so it helps when we don't immediately jump to combat.
Yes.
Makes it feel more honest to what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I'd give you guys the options.
That said, let's beat up this Nothic.
Indeed. So, when we left
it seemed like diplomacy had definitely failed in this regard. So
Yeah.
as of right
Yes and
now,
no.
the Nothic is just a little perturbed right now. You guys have entered initiative order, but you're not necessarily in combat just yet.
Oh yeah, it had just realized that its scroll case was missing or something was missing.
One of its prized possessions has
Yeah.
gone missing.
Is it a book? Did you think of a book?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Yeah,
I had cast comprehend languages, and had learned that it was basically yelling at us to leave its books alone, and that it wasn't necessarily like a monster trying to tear us apart for no reason, right? It wasn't. It's territorial, but
Yeah. You
But,
guys have gone
it's
into its
watching its
library,
slap.
and something is missing.
I think I did say that out loud.
I can't remember if we were going on initiative order, but I don't remember what order we had or where we had left off. But I was going to tell who picked up the books again.
I did.
We're not. Yeah, if I remember, we're not all. I think whoever had those was in the other room, because we weren't
Well,
all in.
Elgavar came back into the room.
Oh, okay. I thought 2 people were still in this room.
No, when somebody said, "Oh God, what is that?" I came running in here because
Yeah.
I'm the one with armor.
And then
Is passenger down or are they upside down?
Passenger just likes to flip herself upside down,
Oh, okay.
Passengers living their best
know.
life.
as one does.
They're upside down life. If you can phase through the floor, you can see the truth.
I don't know why, but I've gone dumb and I can't remember how to get to encounters.
Tools in the upper right corner.
You're saying this like it's a new development, Steven. I'm not sure the dumb is like today.
The dumb
There you
has
go.
changed flavors.
Yeah,
Ah.
tools and counters.
Sure.
I was today years old
Oh,
when I learned I
tools.
was dumb.
Or on the collections, it's in my counters.
Really? Didn't see it.
Huh? Yeah, it says beta over it.
Oh, there it is.
It's reminding you
Okay.
of what you
Pulling
are.
up the
I'm just
encounter.
kidding.
Wow.
Just
All right.
You're the alpha here. I'm kidding.
So on that, we
I
will
actually lose my inspiration.
we will
I'm
pick up
unclicking it. I'm unclicking it. I'm flipping it.
the Nothic is sort of disregarding you guys slightly as he's picking through the books of one of the shelves that Elgavar had previously gone through. His long arms sort of combing over the shelves, and his clawed fingers are delicately paging through some of the books. Where is my book? He turns back to you guys. Thieves! You took it, didn't you?
I believe at this point, I was telling Elgavar to put the box or case of books down. There's the scrolls. Like, put it back.
Yeah. Harston, what are you up to?
If I recall, I kind of have. I was just hands in pockets, basically. I'll take like a half step back, just kind of not really trying to not look like I'm backing away. So like doing like a shuffle, I guess.
You see the Nothic's eye look over to you as you're shuffling.
I take my hands out of my pockets, just kind of, nope, got nothing. Just make a gesture of that and just stand there, staring him down.
Obsidian. Or Bjorn.
Gotta remember the real fake names.
Alex,
What?
your turn.
Oh, back to me. I thought I said put the.
Well, now it's actually your turn. Going through initiative order.
Oh, do we? Oh, you have it marked somewhere else. Okay, I thought we were going by the order on the right side of my screen.
No, that's the unadorned initiative order.
Gotcha. What do I want to do that will not cause, an aggressive stance? I mean, if I ready any spell, it's gonna look aggressive. Boy, howdy. Right, because to ready a spell, you kind of have to, like, start casting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, boy. I don't really have anything, like, I can do without looking aggressive. I'm gonna just gonna. Are there any pillars in here, or are there any solid objects?
The bookshelves.
On the sides of the walls, or is there anything in the middle of the room?
Nothing standing in the middle of the room.
Okay. I'm just gonna try and hide myself behind Elgavar. I'm just gonna kind of.
The creature that is solidly armor. Good choice.
Yeah,
As you shuffle behind Elgavar, the Nothic now locks its eye on you. A strong air of suspicion coming over it.
I'm just walking here.
Hey, I'm walking here.
So while I'm kind of trying to block line of sight, and then I would like to ready, yeah, you know what? I'll just ready something just in case. An Eldritch Blast.
All right. Sid.
From behind, talking to the person behind me, who told me to drop the books or drop the books. It's like, okay, listen, we were told to dispatch this thing by the goblins. I'm not dropping the books.
Fair enough.
Are that's what you're saying out loud, or?
I'm whispering it to Bjorn.
Oh, okay. All right,
Like,
good.
Bjorn told me drop the books, and I was like, we were told to dispatch this thing by the goblins.
All right. Passenger.
Not taking any aggressive action, but certainly not giving anything up yet.
All right.
All right. How does our Nothic friend seem aware of the fact that we have the books, or is he just making an accusation? Did he see us take it?
Right now, roll me insight.
I have pretty good insight. 1 second. With a +4, that comes to 16.
16. You get the feeling that as he's still looking around unsure, it's likely an accusation.
Yeah, because he did actually. Well, I suppose only the people who can understand him know that he called us thieves.
Yeah, but
Yep.
like he's looking between Marston, Bjorn, Elgavar. Whereas if he had seen somebody take it, you feel like he wouldn't exactly be talking.
I just wasn't sure if he was fielding the question and playing a little bit dumb. All right, just to see what we would do. Anyway,
All right.
I'm gonna do my level best at negotiating with him, and I'm gonna lie.
Nice.
I will bow or whatever the standard noble greeting is for my clan. And say, good sir, we would never dream of stealing anything from an esteemed wizard such as you.
What would you say that gesture would be?
Oh, probably a hand over heart and a slight bow while maintaining eye contact.
The Nothic keeps its shoulders squared towards Elgavar, but you see its big eye track over towards you and consider what you said. Kimbrin.
Has it been reacting like it's understanding and what we're saying in common?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kimbrin is trying to think quickly about how we can de-escalate the situation. And hearing passengers' sort of calm, patient words will step up next to them. And offer a similarly penitent gesture, just a slight bow with a head tilt. Say, Our goal was never to anger you. We are here to learn from a space and a wise creature such as yourself.
All right.
And then give a shifty-eyed look over at Passenger to see if I've said something smart or something dumb.
Passenger is maintaining like very direct eye contact with the Nothic. Makes no move to even acknowledge Kimbrin, apart from maybe like a slight shift of the foot closest to his to like lightly tap his heel just to like acknowledge his existence there.
Okay.
They're going to strike you. Ready it. That was the foot gesture of combat.
Yep.
Take
The
86 damage.
The dreaded pinky toe of doom.
It was their special move.
that's the somatic component for Mind Spike.
Is
just
that
the,
like cranking up your arm like in that anime?
This is the new Kung Fu Panda move where she just flexes her pinky toe and Kimbrin flies across the room.
I'm thinking of the Wild Wild West when he's got the little knife thing in his shoe.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. The Nothic hands across all of you. As Passenger and Kimbrin are going for the negotiation route, you see it cock its head to the side. I am no teacher. Go elsewhere for your lessons. I am a keeper of old secrets, the kind that do not get shared. Ooh, book my book. Steps over towards Elgavar and Bjorn. Bjorn, you see its large eye lock on you from over Sid's shoulders. Make me a deception check.
Being that I am proficient in deception and have been kind of trying to deceive, can I effectively give him help?
I'm gonna say not on this one.
My actions are kind of counter to like everybody else's. Like, I'm kind of combat readying just in case. 16. I think it's the first character I've ever played that has proficiency in deception.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm actually not proficient. I'm actually not proficient in deception now that I'm looking at it. I just have a high charisma score. Never mind.
Gotcha. I would do it. Just out of curiosity, as a gnome, I'm not super familiar with gnomes for reasons. Are gnomes immune to being charmed?
I have advantage on stuff. I have advantage on basically a lot of magical effects, but I don't know if charm counts. Advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma against magic, it
but
says.
Not immune to being charmed.
Correct, no immunities.
Okay. You look at its large glowing eye and the green becomes almost unbearable to look at, but you can't look away. And then the eye goes wide and then squints angrily as the Nothic looks over at Sid. It was you.
I did not consent to that mind reading. That's not fair.
think he's seen through equipment and stuff.
The Nothic ability, Weird Insight.
I didn't consent to that.
Give me my book, it says slowly in its undercommon language, as its head gets very close to Elgavar's face.
I'll be translating as needed.
Marston. The Nothic is getting more on edge.
Yeah, he's walked right up to Elgavar as well.
Yep. He's now snarling and is fixed.
And good little 6 seconds has passed where Elgavar definitely had the opportunity. Did I know he had the scrolls?
I'm not sure about that. Were you in the room when he was digging through the bookshelf?
Yeah, but I can't remember if he was doing it like in a way that he was not obvious about taking something. Do you remember, Stan?
Oh, I wasn't hiding things. Elgavar doesn't hide who he is.
Okay, so if I was in the room, there's at least a chance I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be aware Elgavar was digging through the shelf.
Yeah, because I know I was poking around looking for secrety crap. Real technical terms there. I just kind of sidle around. Can I get a roll to like, or is there any way I have any idea what this thing is?
Roll me Arcana.
Arcana.
I already made that check and I failed it last session.
Well, you didn't fail it. You knew enough to know it was something called a Nothic.
Yeah, but what a Nothic is no useful information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we already know from interacting with it that it's at least sentient. It's holding a conversation and making accusations. Let's see here. You said Arcana?
Yep.
Oh, it's rolling lucky. 13.
Okay.
Basically, I feel like negotiations are breaking down. Just kind of like like running through my mind, sort of like playing odds and like, have I ever heard anything about what this sort of thing is? If not, that's totally fine. I'm just trying to like, kind of in my head, like, would I recall anything about what this thing might be?
With a 13, you know that, like, the rumors you've heard about the things called Nothics is they are entities that like to lurk in particularly magical places.
Okay.
And like to sort of hoard knowledge the same way a dragon would hoard riches.
Okay. So not necessarily any sort of like guardians or great arbiters, just kind of like, creatures that are drawn towards ancient spooky magic places.
Yeah, they're drawn to knowledge.
Okay. Yeah, just kind of with my hand still out of my coat, just kind of circle around, and then just out of nowhere, I've just kind of got my hands up, like, up in the air, sort of, still doing what I was doing before. No weapon drawn, not looking too threatening, just kind of walking around, and then a flash of kind of like dark light appears in my hand, and a dagger-shaped implement just flares to life, and I stab into this thing's back.
Nice. Roll damage. Or roll to attack, not roll damage.
Uh, 16.
16 will hit.
Okay. Sneak attack. Attack is 2d6. Is there a way to self damage? No, okay. 3 and 18 damage.
Damn. 18 damage. All right, solid
and-
hit.
And then, because you can only sneak attack once around, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this one is just going to be the bonus offhand. Uh, $16 to hit again.
16 hits.
Okay. And 5 damage.
5.
As basically the first one flares to life in my right hand, and I just kind of drive it into its shoulder, and it immediately kind of flares and vanishes. And then another one appears in my left hand, and I do the same onto
Nice.
its other side. And then
The
I'm
Nothic roars.
and I just kind of shout out, "Party started!"
At the roar, you hear a sort of gibbering coming from behind you.
Oh no!
What the?
No.
Is this
Oh, okay.
Alright,
Oh,
so-
it's
Smaller than
baby
I
one.
thought.
It is
Oh.
a floating head with a few tentacle eye stalks coming off of it. Comes out of the little alcove the Nothic had come through before.
Fuck.
Let's see. Doot. Marston, roll me a wisdom save.
use my inspiration? 11.
11. Sadly, 11 does not make it. As this thing sort of zaps you with a beam that comes from its eye, you feel a very deep in your chest, deep-rooted fear go through you, and you are afraid of this thing and have the fear effect on you right now.
And remember,
Uh-huh.
fear in this edition is you can't move closer to it, but that's about it.
And you,
And you have
get
disadvantage
disadvantage
on attack
on...
On attack
rolls.
rolls against it.
Actually, I
nope,
think it's just
just
while
if
you're
it's
near
within
it.
sight. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
it's inside. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, that's a floor die. Sid.
All right. At the
No, you're also getting zapped.
Okay.
That is
what's
going to be dexterity save from you.
dexterity save, huh? Why you gotta call me out
Oh.
like this?
Sad plate mail noises.
That's a 16. I'm not in plate mail, I'm in scale mail, but
Okay, a 16 makes it.
yeah, that's a 16 on the die roll though.
Mine
Yeah.
was a flat
Okay.
roll too, Stan. I had a
All right.
I rolled a 7 and then with my advantage rolled an 11. So
The floating ball shoots you with another ray. This one leaves a layer of frost on your armor, but it doesn't manage to do much to you beyond make your armor a little frosty.
So we haven't,
And
Tony Stark pierced the atmosphere yet.
yeah, the gazer snarls and loops behind the bookshelf here. Then we go to Bjorn.
All right. All right. Kicking this party off, huh? I am gonna do a little. I'm gonna step up. Whoop. And I've got my rapier out now, and I'm gonna do a little stabby stab.
Nice, doing the stab.
Let's see. Okay, I'm not flanking, so I don't have advantage, but
Correct.
rogues don't need advantage to get sneak attack, so...
Correct. So many rogues.
Too many rogues. Too many. 15
Or not
to hit.
enough rogues. I mean, there are only 4 rogues in this party, so...
What'd you get, Alex?
15 to hit.
15 hits.
Woo! Alright, the rapier's a d8 plus sneak attack. Is currently, for me... a 1d6. Alright, solid. Ooh, not bad. Total of 12 damage.
12 damage. Solid strike as you thrust your rapier into its side.
And I don't really have any bonus actions that I'd like to indulge in right now, so I'm done.
Okay, after that, passenger.
All right. Seeing this go sideways, passenger is going to cast protection from evil and good, meaning that aberrations are going to have disadvantage on attack rolls against me. Yeah. So I'm going. Oh, okay. So I do that. Yeah. I think I'm going to stay put. And those who are going to have disadvantage on their attack rolls, let me know. I can use my reaction to negate that for you to make it just a straight roll.
Nice.
And then, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, Moose, I didn't mention this. I don't know if it matters, but the damage from my attacks was psychic damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing weird going on with psychic.
Okay.
All good. After that, Sid.
Okay, so I've got and we for combat, flanking is advantage.
Yes.
Okay. I am. You guys watch as my gauntlets start to glow, and then I reach up and clock him in the head.
Punch.
Punch.
That is a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 9 thunder damage, and he has disadvantage on any attacks that aren't me.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
And then as you watch, and as you see that clock, I hit a button on my side, and walls of force erect over my armor. I have 3 temp HP.
Nice. Damn, Artificer.
Ringworld isn't done with energy shields yet.
They've returned. After
I'm
Sid.
not- I will admit, I will remind you guys, I am not from the Ringworld.
Yeah, I know, but the Ringworld has seen, like,
Yeah.
you know, temp body shields before.
Back when the weird robot and his alien friends came along.
Yeah.
Speaking
Steven-
of speaking of weird robot, Cameron, it's your turn.
Okay, well, character's not a robot, but thank you. Okay. Well, I don't love the thing shooting lasers particularly, and these guys seem to have this Nothic pretty well in hand, right? Everybody's just stabbed it. It hasn't done anything in combat yet. So I'm gonna run over here. So is it like behind the bookshelf? Steven?
Yeah, it's in like a little corner. The bookshelf's turned away from the wall slightly, and it's sort of just huddling in there, taking a bit of cover from you.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna stab it in the face because that's its whole body.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about this thing, but like it bugs me more than the Nothic did,
Interesting.
personality-wise. Yeah. So I'm gonna, make an attack here with my Thea. Right. Sit space with dice. That is a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Really? Will it?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, surprising. And that will be 10 damage.
As you stab the thing, it makes a sort of screeching wail that sounds like a screaming child.
Don't love that. So it kind of reinforces how unnatural and weird this thing is.
Not wrong.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kick it. Using my bonus action.
So I'm gonna kick it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really trying to, like, pin it into this corner so it can't, like, do anything. That's gonna be a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
And that is gonna be 5 damage.
5 damage. And aside from, like, Marston failing the fear save, you guys have been rolling well this session so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teach them how to plant tomatoes.
It is not our destiny to die here.
We got vegetables to
Gardeners.
deal with.
You kick the thing, it sort of bounces against the wall a bit like a soccer ball, looking a little dazed, and it just snarls at you. Anything else from you?
That's it for me.
All right. That brings us back up to the top. The Nothic, looking a little worse for wear, is like looking around, seeing how quickly the situation turned, and his eyes just filled with pure rage. And he looks, locking eyes with Sidwell. Sid, make me a Constitution save.
Okay. Back to my save screen. That is a 13.
Damn it. Yep, 13 saves. As you make eye contact with the thing, you start to feel a little queasy, but the feeling passes.
And it makes eye contact with me, and I just put up my face shield. Not that that actually blocks anything, but thematically, that's how I save.
Yeah. Makes sense. I can appreciate. Then, I also want you to make me a deception check.
Deception check. That's a 12.
12. After the feeling of queasiness passes, the Nothic sort of focuses his pupil on you as it constricts and becomes more focused. You feel like it's poking at your mind a little bit. It's like, outsider. After that, Arston.
Let's see. Everything seems... Is the Gazer still alive?
The Gazer is still alive. That said, when you look at it, you feel very afraid of it.
I'm kind of just in a bit of a panic. Manifest another blade and then huck it at the Gazer.
All right. Attacking.
And, Passenger, you said you could undisadvantage somebody?
Yep.
Damn it.
If you could, that'd be mighty appreciated.
Yeah, I use my reaction to restore balance, which just negates one disadvantage roll.
I was gonna say you open the fight with like take sneak attack away from that guy. And since I'm no longer disadvantaged and he's in combat with the ally, I get to do this with sneak attack. So
You sure do.
this was a 3-way team combo move. Way to go, everybody!
Yep.
Hey, Stephen, I heard you wanted to have a challenging combat encounter.
The encounter tracker says this is a deadly encounter for you guys.
But challenging for whom?
I think if we'd gotten like if it hadn't opened with us basically buying for time and then jumping them,
Yeah.
it would definitely not have been, I think, this well, because that also worked out to be like the Nothic just went before we basically surprise attacked.
Yeah.
So does a 14 hit the Gazer?
The 14 does hit the Gazer.
Okay.
Yeah, if this opened with them like surprising us, would be rickety wreck.
I wish there was a way to like roll like a damage thing in Beyond with sneak attack.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of obnoxious, I'm finding now. But, so roll that. 7 damage.
7 damage. Against the Gazer. The psychic knife strikes it like right in the eye, and it crumbles to the ground, squealing.
Like shaking off the fear as I see the object of my terror die before me. I manifest another blade in my other hand and stab the Nothic in the back. Oh wait, I suppose I should roll to hit first. 13?
13 does not hit the Nothic.
All right. I miss. Trying to look cool.
Okay. gazers down. Oh, Bjorn.
All right. I mean, there's nothing really much to do but just to keep going on this thing. So let's go ahead and just do another rapier stab. Ooh, nope, 12.
12. Yeah, nope, that misses.
That's about all I got.
All right. Passenger.
Well, seeing that this didn't really resolve. No, I think I am just going to Mind Sliver the Nothic, but I'm going to expend all of my sorcery points in order to give it disadvantage on its save.
Woohoo. All right.
So that is an intelligence saving throw. Disadvantage.
The disadvantage roll was a nat 1.
For a total of?
Nat 1s are auto fails on saves, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
For saves, yeah. Nats
Saves and
are
attacks.
automatic.
If that is your homebrew rule, then yes.
That's not homebrew. That's
I thought that was just the rule. Either way, like, the save without that would have been 2.
Spectacular. So he's going to take a d4 of damage. And... Or no, he's going to take a d6 of damage and then subtract 1d4 from its next saving throw.
Hmm.
So it's going to subtract 1 from its next saving throw, and it takes 2 psychic damage.
Ooh. 2 damage, All right. 2 damage and subtracting 1 from the next save.
Yes. And then I think I'm going to duck back into that hallway just to break line of sight with it.
All right. That brings us to Kim.
All right. So is the gazer still alive?
Nope, the gazer is
No,
down.
it's dead. Okay, that's right.
Even got a dead animation.
Yeah, I was gonna say it even as a dead
That's
animation.
sick. Okay. I was just zoomed out, so I couldn't really tell. Yeah, I'm gonna turn and fully entrap this thing. I will try to, with both hands, drive my spear into its side. Nat 20.
Oh.
I didn't even roll with advantage. It's just the first one.
Well, this combat went.
Holy
some
shit.
ways.
The advantage was a 19. So
Damn.
the riggedy reckon 'em, boys. Oh shit, good damage too. That's gonna be 16 damage.
16 damage as you drive your spear into it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, 17. My bad. 17.
Oh. Good. I was worried.
Yeah.
The spear goes into its abdomen and just out the other side. Bjorn, you get a pretty good look at the point of it.
Is there still tomato on the end of my spear?
There is, in fact, still tomato on the end of your spear.
I was wondering if you were gonna remember that.
Oh yes, I'm dealing tomato damage here.
It's pushed all the way up to your hand now.
That's why it was a crit.
Exactly. This thing has vulnerability to tomato damage, boys.
The Nothic, with sort of jerky motions, turns its head towards you, Kimbrin. Roll me a deception check.
Okay. Deception. Ooh, I have that trained. 22.
Nice.
22. Nice. You see its eye lock on you, and with a sort of flickering, fading green, it tries to read you as well. Snarls, and then drops dead.
I'm gonna whisper, just barely audible. May your dark secrets remain hidden. As I draw my spear from its gut.
I don't know about
Alright.
y'all, but I feel like that was quite unexpected.
I'm gonna be real honest. I'd rather those secrets not stay hidden. Let's find some shit in here.
Yeah, that was a deadly encounter after what should have been a, two-part goblin fight.
And yet,
To be fair, if I had not succeeded against that gazer, I would have been very, very badly injured.
Yeah. But you guys did very well. Congratulations.
And Moose, this is
deadly
why the
encounters
CR
become
system is
easy when you
bullshit.
roll like bosses.
Yes.
This is also why CR is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he hasn't had a lot of combat to go on. Like, this is like our, third combat in the campaign?
No, I know. We were having this discussion earlier.
Okay.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now Steven's just gonna, up the ante next time. Good, good. Makes you feel safe.
Yeah.
I do need to step away for just a moment. I'll be right back.
That's all right. I need to step away as well. I
okay.
can't find the little notebook I wrote rewards in.
How hurt?
Do we
is
want to take
Eldar?
5 then? Is that all right?
I have not been hit at all.
Sounds like
I am in fact up like 12 HP from my normal.
Oh, I thought you said you were pretty hurt.
No, I said if the gazer had hit me.
Oh, gotcha. Oh right, I forgot it was a all or nothing beam.
same.
I forgot it wasn't a half damage type of saving throw.
Yeah, no.
Right. Okay, never mind.
Like, right now I'm at 32 of 24 HP.
Oh my god. Wait, how did you get the other attempt?
There's a increase to my base modifier coming from something that happened last session.
Oh. Like a secret thingy, or is something I'm just not remembering?
Something that Passenger did, I thought.
Did she use aid on you?
That might have been it. I
Yes, now that you mention it. Yeah, I
'Cause
definitely
that's
did.
what, 5 temp HP? Because
Yes.
you have 8,
Not
so
10.
5 plus your armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
is
make
that
sense then.
is that temp HP or is that? I didn't
don't
think
know.
it.
I think it's temp. Like, does it temporarily raise your maximum? I don't remember the spell. I always look at it and go, nah.
Each target's hit point maximum and current hit points increase
Yeah.
by 5 for
Yeah,
8
so
hours.
it's not temp HP.
Right.
My maximum is increased.
Right, it's like temporary maximum. Or your max, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I've got
Um,
5 there, and then I've got my shielding.
Yeah.
Huh. I have no idea where that little notebook went. I spilled coffee on my desk yesterday and shuffled everything around. and it has gone somewhere, but I remember the gist of it.
Alright.
And if there's anything I say that ends up being off kilter, I will adjust.
Do we need to... was that box that Elgavar picked up, is that, locked?
Yes.
It is locked. I attempted to unlock it earlier and failed. So I was going to wait until I could have some time to sit at a workbench.
I mean, I could take a crack at it.
I'm gonna head up to this this north side room while they're
Be
futzing
careful.
around with that.
It might have a spring in it to damage stuff.
Just because we're still looking around for what we came here for.
Yeah, if you don't want me to, I don't have to. I just figured I could take a shot.
If you got tools, I trust you with it. I just be careful. That's all I'm saying.
There's a lot of us here with tools. Yeah, I have these tools in proficiency.
Okay.
I do believe. Alright. Ooh, that's 19 total.
19. All right. As you're tinkering around with the box, you do notice that it was in fact trapped, but you're able to get past it.
Hey.
I noticed the trap and didn't trigger it, so that's why.
And with a satisfying ka-chink, the lock opens.
Nice.
What's inside?
Opening it up,
On the box.
there is a large leather-bound tome with a brass latch on it. Embossed in the leather are some ancient runes that you don't recognize.
Passenger,
I approach.
your magic that allowed you to understand what the creature was saying. Does it allow you to read foreign languages?
So it does.
Oh,
What do you make of this?
I literally have that spell running as well right now, so I can read. I just already started reading it, by the way. I already started reading. I didn't tell you. I was just like, okay.
You didn't tell me that it was on. That I know that Passenger has that ability. I have no idea that you had it.
You hover over my thing, it says comprehending languages.
Oh,
I start reading.
All right, Passenger, you look at the book, and similar to the mosaic out in the larger grand room, it appears to be a very dated, early tome about life on the ring, and appears to be a journal of some sort.
I'll kind of, in sort of a dismissive tone, I'll tell you that it's someone's personal account of early life on the ring.
Sorry, do we find a name in there, or can I sift through for any names?
That'll take you a bit of sifting.
Okay.
If just because, like, you're not quite sure what are words and what might be a name off the top of your head.
Okay.
Marston. You are going, on the north side of the library. You open another heavy, stone door, and proceed into a dark hallway that goes into what appears to almost be almost like a little temple antechamber. Inside, there's the remains of what likely was an altar, but it's been destroyed as a statue seems to have fallen from the wall on top of it.
I just want to say again how impressed I am with this map. It's very cool.
Thank you.
I approached the. You said there was a door, or?
Yep, the door is right
Okay.
here.
Oh, okay, it was back there. I approach into the main chamber and kind of look to the left, look to the right. You know, just kind of watching my angles. I don't know, but we assume that this last area was booby trapped. That's why we didn't take that gem.
All right, roll me perception check.
12.
12. You don't notice any booby traps, but right around here, or here, in the broken statue, you notice something glittering a bit
Is
under
this
the
kind
rubble.
like at least on the map? This looks like it's a pretty raised platform. Would I have to like climb up on that?
Not climb up, but step up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So that's like okay. Gotcha. I kind of circle around to the right here and cautiously dig through the rubble.
You dig through, and you see the object that was glittering appears to be a brass orb.
I pick it up.
You pick it up.
tenderly.
It looks to have 5 parallel lines encircling it. And within each band of lines, there's a set of runes carved into it.
I give a low whistle to myself. Stuff that in an inside pocket of my duster.
You also
then-
notice, sort of scattered around the foot of the statue, what were likely decorative gems that had fallen out of the wall when the statue toppled.
Okay. I spend however long it takes kind of picking through the rubble, making sure I'm not leaving any treasure behind, basically.
All right.
So,
I'd also like to enter the room where Mars
Alright.
in it.
All right. Well, say you enter right around the time he begins picking up the gemstones.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I hear him because this place is probably very quiet.
Yeah, it echoes a bit.
And I specifically turn over my shoulder with a grin on my face and with a few gemstones between my fingers, like one between each set of fingers, basically lifting those up, showing what I'm finding.
You have found some ancient wealth.
Wouldn't mind a couple pair extra hands, as they're very tiny and there's a lot of rocks in the way.
I suppose I can help. Though I am far more curious about the statue and the walls, whoever might have built this place, than I am the gemstones they encrusted it.
It's dying in there.
Well, good.
All right.
Is there-
Kimber-
Dead.
Do we know, like, so we've attributed this to a specific god at this point?
Not
at least we-
particularly.
Oh, I thought we had like the mural and
The emerald is one that you know that the main god enjoys,
okay.
but there hasn't been anything in particular being like it's like a shrine to Gawain.
Okay. So, and that mural wasn't any indicator either.
No, it was mostly a mural for the Ringworld.
Okay, mural for the Ringworld, and I think with like a sun motif.
Yeah.
Okay. What about this statue? Does this have any
Uh,
obvious connotations?
Either of you guys looking at it, you can roll religion or history.
10.
12.
12. All right. Kimbrin, you're sort of combing over the statue, trying to make out who it might have been to, but after it fell, it took significant damage. Parts of it are crumbled and tossed all over the place. And the head in particular seems to have been pulverized. So you can't really get a fix on who it might have been of.
I'm not too sure who this might have belonged to, but clearly whoever used to own this place left in a hurry.
Something like that.
Seems strangely intact, in all honesty. You wouldn't normally find so many trinkets and bits and bobs like in the last room. In a typical room, at least from my own experience and hearsay.
It is a wonder that someone or something destroyed this statue, but left all the wealth behind.
Roll me perception check, Kimbrin.
I'll also say out loud, can't quite tell anything about the statue in particular. It's been too badly destroyed, but if you find any writing, runes, or perhaps symbols, let me know. Perception 17.
While you're poking around the statue, you can see that likely the cause of it falling and crumbling. Near the base, it looks as though thick roots have grown through the cracks in the stone. And likely caused it to become unbalanced and topple.
On the surface, did we see any, large plants that might have been able to cause this?
There were trees up and around.
I just assumed we were pretty deep.
Not super deep, no.
Okay.
But it was a cave into a hillside, so...
Yes.
Sure.
You guys will probably hear me as I'm going through this place with you guys, and you see me just stop and look at the statue and mutter, "Fucking artisans."
Steven, does it look like the roots grew through, broke through the stone behind the statue, or was it more of an open space that they just, eventually filled in?
As in the roots grew through, cracks in masonry?
Yeah, so it's was there, was it dirt behind the statue? Was there, an open tunnel that then the roots, filled the space? Or did they, break through the masonry and then knock over the statue?
By the looks of it, they grew through cracks that began to form in the masonry. It was likely a nice stone wall beforehand, but has since crumbled, and you can see exposed dirt now through various patches of the crumbling masonry.
Sure. Once I've sort of looked at the statue and scooped up, what few gems I have for Marsden, I guess I want to just look around for any secret doors or hidden, panels, that sort of thing.
All right.
Anything someone might have tried to hide in the space.
Roll me investigation.
Mind if I assist with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
By all means. Wow, 2 10s. Oh,
Nice.
It's a
How
10.
wonderfully average.
Yes. Frighteningly average.
And any modifiers or just the straight 10s?
Nope, just straight 10.
All right. You're combing through, but you can't see any in particular hidden spots.
Fair enough.
Like, nothing that would scream, hey, there's something behind here.
Well, that is a key to hidden spots, is large indicators that they're hidden.
If there is something hidden, it's hidden well.
Fair enough. All right, I'm all good.
All right, Passenger and Bjorn. You guys are looking over the journal, and
If Passenger's doing that, I will do something else.
okay. What are you doing then?
We'll look through this room. I don't think we got to look through it very thoroughly before we got distracted with the Nothic.
Okay.
And when I realized that this journal was just a personal account of an era that I take very little interest in, I would have, I would translate as much as the person looking at it wanted, but I definitely was also planning on doing something else.
All right.
In that case, I'll pocket the book for now if you don't have a problem with that, and I'll take it for reading later.
Just fine with me.
Okay.
Alright,
But yeah,
sounds good.
otherwise then, since we're done with the journal, I'll pocket it, and then I'm gonna look around here.
All right. You go in there. You notice the broken desk, the decaying wooden bed, and the locked chest off in the corner.
That draws my eye.
It's a nice, sturdy wooden chest.
Being drawn your eye, is that charcoal or is that watercolor? Or...
I wouldn't recommend charcoal in the eye. It hurts.
Oh. No pain, no gain. Yeah. What's this chest all about?
It's... Roll me insight.
I would love to. Whoops. Let me get that back out. I moved my stuff out my own way. Insight. Ooh, not so great. 9.
9. This chest is likely about containing items the owner found precious.
Well, you never know if those are gonna sell for something or nothing. So, do I see any sort of traps around it or on the lock or?
Roll me perception check. Go for that.
Ooh, perception. That's 19 total.
You don't see anything trapped about it.
All right. If I have the time to do this while they're doing all that, I'm gonna step up and take my thieves' tools and take a crack at it.
All right, Passenger. What are you up to?
Was our Nothic friend wearing any clothing or anything like that, or was he in his full, scraggly, naked Nothic self?
Roll me a perception check as you look him over.
That's just a 12.
A 12. With that, you can see it had a amulet around its neck of fairly simple silver, but it's got a emblem on it, encrusted with a jewel.
Does the symbol have any kind of meaning? Is this like a holy symbol, or is this like just like pretty costume jewelry, or is there some kind of meaning behind it?
Roll me religion.
Well, comes out to 8.
8. You feel like you might have seen the religious symbol on it once before, but you can't pin down who it was in regards to. But you do know enough that you can identify that the amulet was likely a religious icon for the Nothic.
I might pull in somebody who has a little bit more understanding of like old religions and all of that. But I will look just through his stuff to try and identify him. If there's anything beyond that that might give me an indication of who he was.
You don't see much else on him. There might be potential in one of the other rooms.
Yeah. Well, I'll take the amulet anyway, just to kind of ask after it later.
Alright. You pocket the amulet. Back in the bedroom, Bjorn.
Yeah.
Roll me your Thieves' Tool check.
Ooh, 14.
14. That's enough to pop the lock on it.
Ooh.
The heavy bolt comes undone and you're able to slide the padlock off.
Nice.
Inside, opening the top, you see another book, a small coin purse, and what looks like a smaller little lockbox.
Coin purse is mine. And then okay. And the journal, real quick, I'll just kind of skim that.
All right. You open
So
it up.
Title or a name.
It says personal diary of. Where did I put it? I had a name for it. Was personal diary of Ondar.
Ondor.
Yes.
Or
Ondar.
AR, sorry, yeah.
Were you just to check, because I don't remember you giving a monetary value to the gems. I'm assuming we'll deal with that later.
Yep, I was gonna sum everything up at the end.
Okay, just checking.
What language is Ondar's journal in? Do I know it, or can I only read it because of comprehend languages currently?
It is written in common, but the particular language is a little dated.
Okay, it's like Old English.
Yeah.
Okay.
The hardest thing to read about it is the fact that his handwriting was a little, it was very tight handwriting, so you have to really squint to make out the differences in the letters.
Okay. Is there a lot of coin in the coin purse?
There is a combination of gems and coins in there. It's got some nice weight to it.
Gems and coins. I'll just make a note of that. Tiny lockbox. I'm going in for it. If it doesn't look, well, I mean, should I check to see if that is trapped as well?
Roll me perception.
14.
14. It is neither locked nor trapped.
Oh, lovely. I'll open the lid.
You open it up, and you see that it is a carrying case for a very nicely carved lute.
Oh!
Is it empty?
No, it's got a flute in it.
Oh, I thought you meant it was just the case. Like,
Yeah. The flute inside, it looks to be carved from some kind of ivory, with very intricate, painted work on the outside.
All right.
Right. Back in the altar chamber. Anything else you guys are doing up there besides picking up gems?
Yeah, there's nothing else in here. Yeah, just picking through the rubble, making sure not to miss anything.
Yeah, are there any murals on the walls or writing like we saw in the other chamber?
Along the wall, you do see more murals. The murals in here were painted rather than made of mosaic stone, though a number of them have faded with time, but a few are still in pretty good condition.
Is there any, like, historical context for why this room would have been painted and the other was carved?
Roll me insight.
I know I'm asking hard questions that you may not have.
No, it's good to think about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. Be right back.
How about it?
Well, it's a good thing insight is like my best skill. That's going to be a 15.
With a 15, judging between the differences, the murals that are intact in here are of very nice detail, whereas the mural is a bit more general. So they likely wanted to depict more specific events rather than just the symbol of the Ringworld.
Sure, the last room was more like an antechamber.
Yeah, the mural was to look pretty.
Yeah. Right, that one was to be attractive. This one is symbolic of something more specific. Yeah. Well, what kind of story can I pull out of it? Even if I don't recognize it, I'm curious what is being told.
Yeah. The murals sort of progress from being better quality to worse quality while going around. So you can kind of track like which ones were likely the earliest ones and which ones were the newest.
So they weren't all done at the same time?
As your best guess, yes.
Sure. And maybe by more than one artist, or was it a singular style?
Judging by the differences, there were at least a couple different artists. The oldest ones are too faded with time to tell. The newest ones depict various... roll me history.
That'll be a 12.
12. Okay. Some of the more... The ones that you can make out are still old enough where you can't really figure which historical event they were kind of alluding to. The earliest one that you can make out shows a figure that was likely Gawain. Female form, shrouded in a halo of light. Squaring off with sort of an opposite, a entity surrounded in darkness.
Am I familiar with any sort of counter entities to Gawain?
You're familiar with a sort of lesser known god who's considered the patron of the dark side of the ring, but best you would be familiar with that. Gawain and they aren't enemies.
Okay.
They don't exactly see eye to eye, but they just leave each other be.
Yeah. I mean, I am a shadow monk for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Like learning about the dark side of the ring is sort of
Yeah, so
my whole
you're
shtick.
familiar with, like, this, deific patron.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do I have a name?
he's never gone by any specific name over the years. It's mostly just alluded to vaguely, and people offering up thanks to the concept of him.
Okay.
But all the stories that have come from him over the years is he's secretive and not particularly fond of being worshipped. So his name has been kept out of any sort of religious sense.
Sure.
The next mural you can see depicts a figure riding in on what looks to be a winged horse and striking down a dragon. And the newest mural, the final one on the exposed planet, or the exposed wall, looks like 5 figures riding atop the back of a turtle.
Okay. Do I have any religious or historical context for any of these images?
The most recent
recall from
one,
recent.
you can probably figure is alluding to the Wayfarer War, where emissaries from another realm came and struck down invaders trying to take over the ring.
Sound like pretty cool people.
Some of them.
Yeah. Of those 5, are any of them like handsomer or more interesting than any of the others, based on the artwork?
One has 3 arms, another is short and holding what looks to be an egg.
I'm gonna file that information away for later. It's probably gonna be important.
One's very
That
dashing,
said,
holding a glowing sword.
the fact that this event is depicted suggests that this ruin is at least 1,600 years old.
At
All
least
right.
that old, or you mean like newer?
Or
at least
it is at least that old, because if it was older than that, that event wouldn't have likely been depicted.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's,
just seeing it depicted gives us a sense of the time,
built
because
within
the
the last
Wayfarer
one.
War was well documented.
Yeah. You guys would be aware that it's the only, like, full-scale military engagement the Ring was ever involved in.
And is that the oldest mural or the newest? Sorry.
The
can you-
newest.
I see. So some of these are older than that.
Yes.
That's just the last time the mural was added.
Updated.
Sure. So, just based on that, when could we guess the original mural was drawn? Much less when the structure might have been built.
The earliest that you would figure would probably be within potentially 100 or so years after the ring was created.
Wow. Okay. Jesus. So this is like the real shit.
It's old.
history.
Yeah.
Nice.
Huh. Yeah, I think just coming to that realization, Kimbryn's gonna look at this room with a new sense of reverence. And I'm gonna voice some of this, right? Just sort of monologuing this stream of thought to the others.
At this point, how long has it been that we've all been doing this? Like, would it make sense that I wander over at this point?
Getting close. Passenger, what are you up to?
Oh, I was just gonna say specifically, like when you get to the Tribunus War stuff, just kind of not like super discreetly, but not like giant groan. You see Marson kind of spit off to the side.
Yeah, you would be familiar with the war, given the fact that it also caused the event of the Grey Wastes on Croania.
Mm.
Passenger.
Oh, sorry.
A few minutes have passed. Bjorn's poking around the bedroom area. The guys up on the north side are examining murals. What are you up to?
I think finding, while looting the body, was essentially a dead end to discovering the identity, or at least the name of the Nothic. I am going to poke around the rest of this library and see if there's anything in here, like in the book titles or anything else that stand out to me as being noteworthy.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Well, that's a 6.
Okay. Right around, like, you're poking through, you're reading through some of the titles that haven't faded away or crumbled to dust. When behind you, you hear some footsteps and sort of gravelly voice. Did you deal with the thing yet?
Without even looking, I will point back at the Nothic and continue reading along, just knowing that this is one of our goblin friends.
You hear some splattering as 3 tomatoes are thrown at the dead body.
Spectacular.
You all have done wonderful things. Thank you very much.
I'll say the
Breadcrumb
god thing is pleased. And has
wanders
blessed
over
us.
to you and insists on shaking your hand.
You've made a friend.
I love these goblins, and I want to take them with us.
You've acquired influence.
Pretty much, I'm attributing your low investigation check to the fact that these goblins are going to be getting in the way of your investigation.
Excellent.
Yep. I will.
How did you do it? Where did all the tomatoes go? How many did you need to throw? Yes.
Only one good one, and it was consumed in the act. A terrible price.
Paul sort of thumps his chest. A marvelous show. Oh, we insist. You must all join us for dinner.
I could eat.
Yes, now come.
Can I come crawling through the secret tunnel at that point?
You may.
I go, I could eat too.
Ah,
Sounds
the
delicious.
small one. Good to see you were not consumed.
No, but I would like to try your tomatoes.
Heyo.
That's
There
goblin
may be other
foreplay right
places
there.
that we need to explore in this place. As you can see, God has still granted me my armor.
Paul stumbles back a bit. Sorry, I did not mean to interlude upon your divine businesses. Please, carry on. Men, back to Tomato Fort. Hut 2.
Tomato fort.
Amazing.
That's going in the notes.
There's a decent chance we've started a tomato-based monotheistic goblin religion here. I'm here for it.
Like, I keep just throwing out random things, and you guys keep liking them, and so I keep throwing out more random things for the goblins.
Well, Amanda's now alluded to a singular, like, divine tomato that can strike down foes with supreme power, and I'm gonna really want to lean into that.
I definitely meant somebody in our party threw one well-placed tomato and it killed him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm thinking we lean into the whole, this is the god tomato, and it is your goal to grow more, ultimate tomatoes.
Already listed this place as tomato fort.
Yeah, like Paul's sigil is going to be a spear with a tomato stuck on the end, and it'll look like it's dripping blood, but it's tomato juice.
What do you guys think the chances are that Ekron might buy into this and help us teach them how to farm?
Oh my god.
Right.
Well, if we tell them that, like, farming tomatoes is, like, the best way to appease this god, Ekron is basically a priest, right? Because he's a farmer.
Following that line of logic.
Oh, High Priest Ekron of the Tomato Cave.
Exactly. And worst case scenario, we're looking at, just expanding Ekron's workforce, growing the best tomatoes in the land. I think, having an enthusiastic group of farmhands is kind of a win-win, because, he gets some labor, and they stay out of trouble, and get to learn how to farm, and, produce something, add something to the world.
Yeah, I'm definitely already going to run through the basics of farming with them before we leave. I'm going to help them construct a nice little garden, even if it's really small, right outside the cave.
I'm just thinking we should, stop in with Ekron and ask him nicely to, check in on them. Maybe give them some pointers.
We could be like, hey, remember when we saved your farm? We've got a favor and a business proposal.
Yeah. We could even give him a little bit of money as, startup costs.
I don't know. I'm kind of worried about the cat eating the goblins.
Oh god, Duncan.
Duncan's not that big.
And maybe Duncan loves goblins. They seem like pretty friendly, cuddly bunch. I imagine it being like the puppy with the ducklings that just decides that they're its babies. Duncan just falls in love with the goblins, rolls around with them, snuggles with them.
I'm just
This is what I
picturing a
want out
picture
of my
of
D&D game. That's all I'm saying.
We're converting this into a farming simulator.
picture, if you will, a lynx standing over, behind a group of well-meaning goblins, and just the caption, "Never speak to me or my son again."
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's enough theory crafting. Let's make it happen.
Steven, we do that.
Yeah.
Noted.
But yeah, I think we're pretty much done looting.
Yeah.
I believe. So I'm down for. I suppose there's a couple rooms we haven't been in.
That's what I was alluding to with the goblins.
Ah, okay. So start making our way
Yeah.
back, but check out whatever's over here.
Well, once we get to this hallway, I kind of want to go slower, and we've experienced traps in these hallways.
Yeah.
Oh, Marston's also going to take a gamble and hold back from the rest of the group, and basically once everyone's pretty much walked out of this room, head over to that mural and try to pry that gem out.
I thought you already did that.
No. Last time you
advised
guys were
against it.
considering it, but we're
Yeah,
not
we
wanting to
took
risk
the-
it being booby-trapped.
Yeah, we took the cautious route and decided to leave it for now.
Are you
Right.
sneaking off to do this?
I'm specifically walking paces behind and slower than everybody, so that my goal would be like basically I'm about here when everyone else is about here, and then pitching off to the side.
I'm gonna go ahead. Should I make like a perception roll? As
Sure.
stated, I am suspicious of Marston.
Sure.
I can roll a. You want me to roll a stealth then?
If you're doing it
Otherwise,
stealthily,
like-
sure.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like I'm always kind of just like keeping an eye on where everybody's at, like for party safety.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Marston, roll stealth. Bjorn, roll perception.
Here for the
12.
adventure, and there's unknown here. Yeah, there's a gem there. Cool, got it.
What'd you get?
12 for me.
You notice like something bugs you about the slow footsteps that I'm making, and you turn around and see me veering off.
All right. Well, in that case, whoops, I just messed up my notes with a couple of cues as I try and spin
classic.
my character. In that case, I am stealthing to just kind of keep tabs on you.
Now Bjorn, roll stealth, and Marston, roll perception.
14.
All right.
Wait, how does this work?
Both
Both of us were rollers.
Kai
there.
goes to the initiator, so I would give it to the stealther.
Hey. Is this a little statue dealy here?
Yeah, it's a pillar going up to the ceiling.
All right, I'm lurking then.
All right, that's when you get to about there, you hear off to the side Smells going, "What are you looking at?"
What?
The goblin
goblin
named
in here?
Smells.
I'm gonna duck him behind the statue here.
Where
Marston.
Smells?
Smells is
Bring him up.
right there.
We
You see him
yank him
standing
behind.
near it, and you just hear, "What are you looking at?"
Is he looking at me or Marston?
He's looking at you. But I
Was
would
that
give
lou-
it-
I'm assuming that was loud enough for
Yeah.
me to.
I would give it to saying Marston would see Smells and potentially think Smells was talking to him because he doesn't see you.
Well, we came across this here gem in the wall, and we weren't sure if it was safe when we were coming through. So we thought we might, deal with the creature at hand before we go poking around.
Smells looks between Marston and Bjorn and then plods off to stand near Marston.
See, I mean, look at that. Look at the size of that thing.
That's as big as my head.
Not quite, but damn close.
Was that the thing that was looking at us?
No, that was something in the other room. Did you come in there? It was died on the ground, covered
No,
in tomatoes.
That was Paul and Breadcrumb.
Ah. Yeah, see, I'm just contemplating the wall here, and like I said, I assume as enterprising sorts as you are, you come across maybe some traps here and here, and caves or runes that you might not have stumbled into in your past.
I'm usually the one setting the traps.
Oh, well, that's perfect. You might want to help me with this then.
Ah. Sure, I suppose.
If you were to set a trap to this here decoration, how do you think it would be set off? Or, well, maybe your keen trap-setting eye might be able to tell if this is in fact trapped, or maybe it's just something easily pried from the wall.
Smells plods over to the gem, looks at it, taps it with the hilt of one of his daggers.
I take a couple steps back.
If I was gonna do it, I would set it so that way when you pried it off, a heavy stone would fall from the ceiling and crush your head like a tomato.
I look up and inspect the ceiling. Is there anything, grooves in the ceiling or like an obvious something up there that might be rigged?
Roll me a perception. You've got, what's the range of your dark vision?
I think it's like 60 feet. I don't think
That
it's
is why I moved up here. I actually only could see to about
60 feet. How tall is the ceiling?
It's about 40, so you'd be able to see up.
So I'd be able to see it from here. You said perception?
Yeah.
13.
13. It looks like the stone ceiling has been damaged a bit, but nothing in particular looks like it was designed to fall.
Well, I got an idea. You got some prying tools on you?
I've got my daggers and my teeth.
Perfect. I'm gonna tie this here rope around you. You get prepared to yank, and I'll get prepared to yank, and that way, if anything were about to fall, you'll be free and clear.
I feel like I'm taking the lion's share of the risk here.
Well, I'm a lot heavier. I think you'd have trouble yanking me out of the way if something were about to fall on me.
Touchy. Oh, wait, sorry. Touche.
Indeed.
These goblins are American.
All right.
Sound like a plan?
Throw me some rope.
I toss him some rope.
He ties it around his waist and unsheathes one of his daggers.
I pull it slack, so it's or I pull it tight, so there's no slack in it.
Yeah, taut, but not quite
get ready.
Tight.
Yeah.
He takes his dagger, works it under the gem a bit. It takes him a good long while to find, like, a good seam to where he can really work the tip of the dagger in. And eventually, like, he goes up to it, just opens his jaw, and just starts gnawing on the side of the wall. Pulls back, sticks his fingernails in, starts pulling with enough force that his feet are, like, up against the wall, and he's perpendicular to the ground, just yanking on this thing.
I love it.
And then with a sound of, like, tearing, what's the word? The stuff that connects bricks together.
Mortar?
Mortar.
Masonry?
Yeah, mortar. The sound of tearing mortar, a slight crumbling. It yanks free, and he practically pushes himself into the broken chair. And you see a crack run up the mural. Or, not mural, mosaic. I got it!
I yank as well, just in case. So like when he goes flying, basically, I also pull him to my side a little bit.
All right.
I'm like, good job.
At that point, whether it was intentional or not, the crack does disturb some of the ceiling, and the area sort of around here has some of the stones from the ceiling crumble down and create a small pile.
I kind of look at it and I go, well reasoned, Mr. Smells.
Smells looks at the emerald in his hand, and then up at the ceiling, and then just sort of squares his shoulder and beams with pride a bit.
Aw.
You guys can use that to start
Happy
your
boy.
empire.
I am pretty good, aren't I?
He will run the university.
Okay. You guys down in the hallway, Elgavar, Kimbrin, and Passenger.
Yep.
Checking for traps.
You guys notice as you are inching forward, checking for traps, Paul, Pumpkin, Breadcrumb, and Gorb have sort of taken up station honor guard, quote-unquote, style around you.
Okay.
I really can't get over Paul as Goblin.
You're welcome.
Who named the goblin boss Paul?
You know, not every name in D&D has to be fantastical.
Peter, Paul, and Bjorn.
I'm a big fan of whoever named the unimpressed goblin Whiskey Richard.
That sounds like Nick.
That needs to change. That's Pumpkin.
Nope. Was not me.
All right. Everybody who's specifically, like, looking for traps, roll me a perception check.
I figure whoever named the goblin Whiskey Richard has read Follow the Malazan.
19.
Fine.
Yeah, it's 19 for me too.
19. Okay, you two are looking close, and you notice up here around the doorway at the end of the hall. Wait.
You're gonna need to cut back your thing. We're losing sight of our minis.
I'll lose sight of your minis.
Ooh.
Sassy pants.
You see that the door is locked and booby-trapped.
Somebody who, like, I can use these tools, but it's not going to be pretty. Somebody who's good with these things should probably do the thing.
Bjorn is not with you.
Where the hell did Bjorn go?
Yeah, Passenger is not in any way skilled with those.
Neither am I.
Yeah,
Is
you're,
something the matter? Paul says.
This door is going to do something if we open it.
Ah,
We need
want
the
me to
small
hit
one.
it?
No.
Are you sure? It usually works.
Well, yes, but you might get hurt.
Oh. People usually don't care if I get hurt.
Those people are garbage.
Yeah. Goblins are not expendable resources.
I'm just gonna whisper to Kimbern as I walk past. That's what you think.
Ow.
Jesus. That's a little racist.
A little bit.
It might be about this time that I come scrambling up the hallway.
Alright.
You got those tools?
Yeah.
We got a trap door.
Okay.
Not sure the nature.
Yep.
Alright, roll me those thieves' tools.
I mean, I have proficiency with the tools. I also have a dex of 10.
Yeah.
Total 22.
Damn. Yeah,
Nice.
like, you just set to work and not even like 10 seconds go by, you hear a satisfying tunk as the locking mechanism releases, and with enough finesse where the trap doesn't even think about going off.
To be fair, goblins as resources was not a Sid line. That was Stan as a DM line.
Fair.
When
Alright.
you're a DM, goblins are expendable resources.
So are bullywogs.
Yeah, the
Oh my god, so many walks.
All right, the heavy door slides open, and you are in a connecting hallway with two more doors on your left and your right.
Examine the door on the left.
All right, examining the door on the left. It is roll me perception check.
13.
You see that there is no noticeable trap.
Okay. Give it a jostle and open it up.
Give it a jostle, and with a good amount of effort, it slides open. Inside is a small room. There's... I didn't get much of a chance to add some of the stuff, but you notice...
4 weeks.
Shush! I mean the map. I would have needed to completely go in and edit it and all this other stuff.
No, I know. I'm giving you shit because I can.
Yes.
All right?
In this room, you notice the decayed remains of what look to be rolls of cloth. There's a few set off to the side, and you can guess this was likely the sleeping area for any servants that might have worked in this ruin. But otherwise, anything that might have been important has decayed away.
Okay. Servants' quarters here. What's on your end?
What is on my end? Are there any traps?
Roll me perception check.
12.
With a 12, you don't notice any traps.
Lovely. Is it locked?
It is not locked.
Lovely. I will attempt to open the door.
Roll me a strength check.
Yep, that's why I said attempt. 10.
10. You grab onto the groove that acts as the handle for the slide, and you tug and you yank, you brace your foot against the wall to try to push, but you can't get it to budge.
There's nothing much over here.
Those grapes
I mean,
are probably
I can't get it
sour
open.
anyway.
I can't get it open, but so there's nothing much for now.
Does it seem like it's locked or stuck?
Probably
I'm
just
weak.
stuck.
Okay.
Big exasperated sigh, and I'm just going to, from back here, run and charge at the door.
Yeah, I was
All
gonna say,
right.
dive out of the way.
Let's see. Roll
I'm
me.
big, I'm heavy, and I think I'm the only one in the party with strength.
Yep.
Roll me
Correct.
roll me a strength check.
Okay, and I'm gonna trigger my inspiration here. Just because
Alright.
this feels like the time to use it.
Okay.
That's a 15.
A 15.
Just
All right. Bjorn, you step off to the side as Elgavar just bull rushes right down this corridor and slams into the sliding door made of heavy stone. Shoulder just right into it.
Thank you.
The unstoppable force has met the immovable object. You kind of feel the ground tremble a little bit as he connects with it. You see some of the stone of the door crumble and chip. But Elgavar, you bounce off and fall on your butt.
That's gotta hurt like a son of a bitch.
Slow clap.
It feels like a little bit like maybe you missed that it was a stone door.
Well, more a sliding door than like a hinge
okay.
door.
Steven, I'm gonna see if I can like wedge the butt of my spear like in where the door like slides to try to like pry it open, lever it.
Well,
Alright,
if it was stuck before, he definitely loosened it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Roll me a dexterity check.
Okay. Just straight dexterity.
Yeah, just roll me a straight dexterity check.
12.
12. All right, you wedge it in there, you get a nice good angle, and you have a good position to start prying. So I will give you and 2 other people the ability to help wedge this thing open.
All right. Well, I think we do have 3 of us.
And goblins.
Oh yeah.
Oh, get in here.
No.
I'm just gonna like scoot back and let them take over as I just collect myself.
All rounds the corner. Yes. Is there something you need me to hit?
No! Hitting it does not work, I just tried that.
Impressive.
Yes.
We need your impressive strength to help pull this door open.
He squares his shoulder and puffs out his chest. My impressive strength is at your disposal.
Alright, so Obsidian and Kimbrin will yank on the spear while Paul slides the door, maybe?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Alright.
He goes, gets his snobby little goblin fingers right inside. And you guys roll me strength.
Oh. 9.
15.
15. All right. Bjorn, you're not in particularly the best spot on the spear to get some good leverage. But Kimbrin, between you and Paul, working the jammed door, with a grunt, Paul hefts the door off to the side, and with a severe stone-on-stone grinding noise, the door slides open inch by inch.
I maintain that you guys couldn't have done that if I hadn't jostled it free.
Paul, once he gets it pried open enough, he sort of stands off to the side, huffing and puffing. That was one stuck door, all right. But I got it open.
Alright.
Good work, Paul.
Now, second time, what's on your side?
As a pass Paul, I'm gonna go, well done, holy warrior of the tomatoes. And then I'll walk in.
You walk
Kimbrin's
inside,
gonna chuckle at that.
and you notice crumbling workstations, and the slight aroma of mold and very old rot. Judging by how things are arrayed in this room and along one of the far walls, there's a large alcove meant for cooking fires. This was likely the larder and the kitchen for preparing food.
This was the kitchen. It's disgusting now.
All the food has long since decayed away. Couple of the areas are blackened with ancient molds and various other nasty byproducts.
Ancient mold. Delicious.
Byproducts.
Delicious, delicious byproducts.
Is that a thing that prestidigitation can clean up?
Yeah.
Alright, the smell is offensive to my nose. I'm gonna start cleaning it with prestidigitation.
Alright, you start working away at, we'll say it's this corner over here, where food was stacked and some of the pantries were. Roll me perception check.
Nope, God does not want me in this room. That is definitely...
12.
12.
Just one head in there.
You notice as you're, focused on cleaning up some of this ancient mold, what looks to be an odd groove in the ground under where what was probably a sack of food had been sitting.
A groove. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and walk sort of close-ish and inspect that.
All right. Inspecting closer, roll me an investigation check.
Yeah, we have to determine if this is an old groove or more of an Emperor's New Groove.
Oh my god. Cameron, do you have inspiration or no?
I do not.
Gain inspiration.
Yes. I guarantee you guys, if I had had inspiration, he would have had me lose it.
I think he was gonna say now and flip it over. That's a total of 20.
Total of 20. All right. You poke over the area more in depth, and you can tell it was likely a hiding spot with a secret panel over it.
Can I lift the panel?
Roll
slide
me
it, or...
a strength check.
Oh, good. I'm good at this. That's a natural 1 for a 0.
You try lifting it. You think you hurt your back a bit.
I was gonna say, I think I hurt my back.
Like, you feel a
Wow.
twinge in your lower back. Might
Oh,
be
for
your
help when you need
sciatica.
I'll get in here.
Love the fact that you're calling for Paul and not Elgavar.
He didn't want to be in here. He left.
Elgavar was pretty useless, to be fair, and Paul is, you know.
Paul is my new BFF, alright?
Yeah.
What is it?
All Elgavar managed was to run straight into a door and fall over. I mean, that's,
Yeah,
not,
he tried
that's
to-
not impressive
Just
at
in
all.
terms of accomplishments, Paul is clearly a step ahead. That's
This,
all.
this man ran into a sliding
It's not
door.
personality-wise.
To be
although
fair,
if
I
it
didn't
was,
know it was a
we
sliding
do like
door.
Paul better, but like that's
did
not
Moose
what we're
describe
saying.
it as a sliding door?
All the doors you've come across in here have been sliding doors.
And to be fair, you did not ask.
No, I
Your
didn't.
face. So after that brilliant piece of intelligence, I was like, hot damn, I am not having you help me with anything for the next 10 minutes.
I could have brought up the fact that they were sliding doors, but I really wanted that to just play out.
Yeah.
No, and that's fine. It has
Like-
played out. but
Like,
just,
I apologize for it, but I feel like it's acceptable antics at level 3.
Oh, it
No,
was
no,
beautiful.
definitely acceptable antics. I feel a little cheated with a 15 intelligence.
Yeah,
You got caught up in the moment. You were like, we're showing off to our new goblin friends. You know, you're playing up the god bit.
And
It went,
hey,
to your,
you
it, went,
could've
it went to
done-
your head. It went to your head.
Yeah, there's
We-
nothing
we've
saying
all
you
been
couldn't
there.
have pulled a Terry Crews and just blasted right through that door, you know? Like,
yeah,
that would've
like,
been
if you had
badass.
gotten a 20, I was gonna let the door topple.
Kool-Aid Man style.
Yeah, exactly.
um,
Oh, yeah.
okay, halfway doubled over. I'm gonna tell Paul, open this hatch.
What smells good in here? Are you making food?
It's me. Open the thing.
He walks over to the hatch, looks over it.
Smells good in here. It's me.
Paul doesn't even bat an eyelash. Like, he looks at it, spits in both his hands, does the, like, slathering them together, grabs onto the edge of the panel. Oh, Paul, you magnificent bastard. Lifting with his legs and a nat 20 on his strength check.
Hell yeah.
Paul is the real hero of this story. Let's just be honest.
I'm just gonna bring up the fact. Did any of you guys notice the extra unassigned character in the campaign panel?
Yup.
What?
Yeah, there's an unassigned character on the players
I
list.
jokingly made Paul the speaker of tomatoes.
Well, canon now.
Yeah.
we thought it was-
Don't worry, in
But-
my list of characters on my character list, I have breadcrumbs.
But so Paul kneels down, grabs the little groove on the side that's intended to be the place where you wedge your fingers in and lift. And with a slight grunt of effort, slams the hidden door open, moving ancient dust and detritus off to the side. And then he just steps back, slams a fist against his piecemeal armor, and then steps away.
You have very powerful legs.
Ah.
I am in awe.
It's all the tomatoes.
That's
He
what I
is all
thought.
potato.
All right. So what's in here again?
Inside, there is a small alcove, only about a foot around. And you notice what looks to be another coin purse.
Ooh.
And a little ledger off to the side of it.
I will take those.
All right. You pocket the coin purse, and the ledger, like, it's just a small little notebook that comfortably fits inside a pocket.
Does it have anything? Is it just detail, like the coin amount, or?
It is a shopping list, more or less.
All right. What's in the coin purse?
Inside the coin purse are... you poke through, and there's some gold coins in there, minted from a, with very old iconography. So some older king or queen, but the defined edges have worn away over time.
Okay, so probably coins
Actually,
that
no.
aren't...
They would have been fairly well preserved in here, having no longer seen regular use.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay. But, so they're old coins.
Roll me history check.
Ooh. Ooh. Not fantastic, but... 7.
7. You've seen a number of various gold coins in your day. And you remember that the figure print or minted on these gold coins is one of the more well-known ones. It is King Hector Armbrust, who is one of the more storied kings in Elysian history.
I believe the player is familiar with that. Okay.
Yes, he is the king that led the ring during the Wayfarer War, and entreated with the figures that rode in on the back of the turtle.
Yep. Side note: would a basilisk war droid look like a mechanical young dragon?
Yeah, it would look like a dragon.
Hell yeah. One of them with glorious armor and a shining sword was on the back of a baby dragon.
Baby dragon.
Joey Wheeler.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna pocket the old coins. I don't know if these coins will have any value, whether like to a historian or just straight up have value still. So I'm gonna give Paul, well, I mean, like, I guess we'll explore the rest of the larder here before I talk to Paul a little bit more. Anything else interesting in the area?
Roll me perception.
All right. Lena, back. Ooh, nat 20 for a 21. Wait, 21.
You are very certain you've gotten everything worthwhile out of this room.
Lovely. I'll just keep snapping my fingers and prestidigitating all the gross shit out of here.
I'm sure whoever used to own this place is very grateful.
Hey, I figure the goblins can use this to expand their little base.
I mean, they like the smell, so really you're just inconveniencing them.
All right. Do I know goblin anatomy? Is this bad? Like, is mold bad for goblins, or do they really not care? Like,
For the most part, they don't particularly care, but you are familiar that there's a couple different types of mold that are just kind of hostile, and you're not super familiar enough with mold to be able to tell the difference.
Mold generally
I don't
bad.
want them to get sick, so that's why I'm cleaning up.
Well, there you go. Good on you then. They might have eaten it.
These are our new friends. I'm not gonna have them get sick and die from mold.
I love how invested we've become in these goblins and their well-being.
Absolutely.
This
guys-
3-day stop we took in this one town, we're just like, well, fuck the rest of the campaign. Let's just...
Yeah, of all the things to derail a campaign, like, just cultivating a small clan of goblins. is
You
one of
act
my
like you're surprised. It's always a well-to-do goblin that is what derails a campaign.
Yeah. Or a Jawa, and
As-
they're
or a
basically just
Jawa.
space goblins.
As someone who's played a well-to-do goblin,
Space
can
goblin.
confirm.
You like that, Alex?
I love that. There's space goblins.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite bits of art is from the Starfinder stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's a bunch of goblins like scrapping a spaceship
Excellent.
in little spacesuits.
I mean,
Accurate.
Mike kind of was a space goblin. It was pretty
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mhm.
Just as a person, he's also kind of a goblin, so it worked.
Yeah, it tracks.
Yeah.
All right. On with that, is there anything anybody else wants to do?
Just as we're heading back up the cave, I'm gonna give him some gold.
The goblin looks at it. Is it the, like, older gold?
No, it's new gold.
Okay. I just remember you saying you were interested in seeing if it had, like, his value to, like, historians.
Right. So I'm giving the goblins 4 gold pieces to like make sure they can buy decent tools and the like for farming.
Okay, 4
I'm
gold.
explaining all that to Paul as we're walking. Like here's some money. I'm gonna show you how to farm. Make sure that you buy proper tools. Do not steal them, etc., etc.
I give a glance to Bjorn and I'm like, does that include the cut of this here gem? And I heft up the wall ruby or wall emerald, like that. I'm guessing like I'm holding underneath my arm like a football. If it was
Yeah,
as big as
like,
you were
it
describing.
fits, like, it's about the size of, like, a softball in your hand. Like, it
Oh, okay. All right.
comfortably fits in the palm of your hand. Well, not the palm, but in your hand. Not overly large.
Still,
But-
big ass gem.
Yeah. It'd be able to fetch a pretty nice price.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is if any of the gods get mad that you took that, that's on you.
Technically, I took it, Mel says from behind.
And,
Marston.
I mean to give you a fair cut. We'll sell this back in town. Obviously, they're not going to be too familiar with those practices right off the bat. So I figure we could part with some extra gold now and call it even. I kind of pointedly look at Bjorn, kind of like, you know, giving him the eyes.
Well, I did give Paul here 4 gold. That should be enough to start a simple farm.
I look to Bjorn. I'm like, that sounds like a fair price. And I dig in my coin purse and I give them another 4 gold. And you're a fair cut of the emerald.
A whisper to Smells, I don't think that's a fair cut, but, you know, do with that what you will.
Feel like we definitely misunderstood each other in this conversation.
I'm still against you taking that, so...
Oh, I didn't realize there was any dissension against taking it. I thought it was just hold off because it might cause us to get hurt.
At the very least, there was trepidation,
Fair enough.
whether because of
First, I
traps
told
or
you-
divine retribution.
Yeah, let's just say Bjorn thought about it as we were deeper in the cave, and I'm like, in the ruins, and I'm like, probably just shouldn't even touch it.
Gotcha.
So,
I don't know.
updating my thoughts on that is, if anything happens, per the deities, it's on you.
Well, in that case, we'll consider that cut also including that I'll take any fallout from any divine sources.
Like, the god that sent you?
No,
Why would he be
another
mad?
different pissed off god.
Ah, the shiny one.
Yep, that one.
I see, I see. She'd be mad.
Oh,
Wait.
Shabbat.
Ah.
How familiar are you with this shiny god?
People say that she's in the sun, and we don't like looking at it, so we don't really like her. We've never really thought about it too much.
I was just curious who might have been talking to you about this god.
It's, word around, like occasionally we're near towns and stuff like that.
Right.
We're not barbarians.
Well, no, I
No,
did not
Paul's
mean to
paladin,
indicate such.
apparently.
But yes.
Apologies, I meant no offense with my question.
It's all right. We can't be angry at our saviors.
Alright.
All right. Is there anything else anybody would like to take care of?
I think just rounding out the night, discussing some future with the goblins, and having a nice meal.
Okay,
Or
so
at least-
you're...
at least
And
a
then
meal.
we also need to link up with the other adventuring party and make sure that they, lived.
Oh yeah, I suppose we should probably not spend too long here.
Yeah, like we're here for a reason, technically, and it was not cultivating a goblin
Oh,
cult.
Well, we were we're eating with the goblins. I'm assuming in like the hour following finishing up in the dungeon.
Yeah, we're cooking a
I
family
would-
meal.
I would turn to the group and I would ask, did anyone find that flute or whatever we were here for?
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, we just found gemstones in the room up north.
This?
Oh,
will
that looks
produce-
about right. What was described? So I guess this was a success. In more ways than one.
Made some new friends. Didn't get torn apart by a giant monster.
And
Yeah, I
you
think we
got
did.
tomatoes.
Believe me when I tell you this. That monster was not giant. I know giants. That's not them.
It was big to me.
Oh, he's big.
When I
Alright.
set out on my pilgrimage, I did not think I would be encountering so much fighting, much less danger on travels.
Well,
Hey,
it's a
boss.
dangerous world.
Boss, we should do a pilgrim thing. Tell
Yes,
us,
you should.
travelers, are there any lands of tomatoes we could venture to?
I don't think there's a land of tomatoes per se. I mean, I think the best thing you could do for a land of tomatoes is make the land of tomatoes. Grow them here. Start your garden.
Your divine pilgrimage could be finding where you want to make the land of tomatoes. If these lands are already good, then I think you found your spot. But
I mean, I don't see why not. We've already got the pillows out front, and...
Then you're already off to a good start. And you got the tomatoes to start up with new seeds.
Oh, right. We still need to throw them at the ground.
Well, you don't throw. I'll show you.
Oh.
After we eat this dinner, before we head back to find the other group, yeah, I'll show them the some gardening techniques, and I will slip in another seed.
All right. It's around the time you're going over gardening tips and tricks that you hear from down the road. Well met, travelers. I trust your adventure went well.
I walk towards them and disengage my armor as I'm walking towards them.
The new fables make their way up the path. You see the Elgavar as you draw close to them. Some of them are a little rough around the edges. Particularly, Onks and Bucket are a little singed. And it looks like Lynn has taken a couple of cuts on her cheek.
I'm going to approach Onks and ask if he needs healing.
He's sort of holding his side of it. His maul on his back is held loose. I wouldn't say no to some good healing, if you're offering.
Well, I'm no cleric, but... and then I lay on hands him.
Wait, Artificer gets lay on hands?
No, but my race does. Once per day.
Oh, interesting.
Use the ASMR.
I've never really taken a look at ASMR.
Scourge ASMR gets lay on hands. It's not actually lay on hands, but it's once per day you heal HP equal to your class.
It's
your class level.
Quote unquote lay on hands.
Yeah, I just can't do it in bits and pieces. It's an all or nothing.
Alright, so that's, what, 3?
3.
If it's equal to your level?
Yep.
Okay. Like, it's not much, but it's enough for him to, like, shift his shoulders and look a bit more at ease. Appreciated. It's around this time, Lynn sort of looks over your shoulder at Bjorn teaching gardening tricks to a group of goblins. So, what's going on here?
You know, I'm not quite sure.
Turns out, oh, sorry.
I think they're going to try and teach them how to horticulture.
Uh-huh. So, goblins, huh?
They're small. They're lower to the ground, which means they can reach the plants easier than most, I think.
Bucket pipes up. Is there something wrong with teaching goblins how to garden? No, not at all, Bucket. I didn't mean anything by that. It's just... the goblins in a cave, and now they're being taught how to plant tomatoes. It's a little odd, you have to admit. Yeah, I suppose that is a little odd.
Seems normal to me.
Eh. All right. Hey, I'd like it. If nothing else, I'm sure it makes for one hell of a story. On that note, how did it go? By the looks of it, it went well. Did you find the flute?
We assumed you found it.
Oh no, we didn't find it. We...
I'm going to cast a glare.
At
Yeah,
Bjorn?
we did find it.
Oh, wonderful! I was very worried that it wasn't actually going to be a thing and we got singed for nothing.
Yeah, damnedest thing. We didn't think we found it, but it turned out it was in the bottom of the bag.
Oh, good. Where is it?
I think we should discuss payment first.
I believe that was already discussed.
Yes, you get to keep whatever it was you found, and we just take the flute.
It was so long ago, alright?
It was, like, she looks at her wrists, there's nothing on it. It was like 6 hours ago.
It feels like forever.
Feels like it's been 4 weeks.
It's been 4 weeks since I played this game. Alright, and I'll hand it over.
She inspects it. Oh my, what lovely craftsmanship. Thank you very much. I trust the rest of the haul was good for you? Because if not, like, we would be happy to talk about, you know, trying to sweeten it for you, but...
The case costs extra.
Oh, you can keep the case.
I'm just kidding. Take the case. God damn it. I don't want it.
Very well, I'll take the case.
I'm curious, do you have a buy lined up for that, or was it your own personal interest?
Oh, it's for us.
Is it magical?
She looks at you, gets a playful smile on her face, and says, "Let's find out." She holds it up to her lips, plays a few notes, and looks to be thinking about something. And off to the side, sort of, it looks like mist begins to form, and images begin to, like, start dancing in the mist, doing a sort of jig to go along with this tune. It certainly seems so.
I imagine that adds spice to any performance you might make in the future.
That's the goal. If we can't make it as adventures, at least we can still fall back on being bards.
You made it back from wherever trials you had on your side, so I'd say you at least got a start.
Yes, and sadly, ours did not come with a flute or much in the way of good loot.
Well,
I'm
you're
sure you made
bards.
some
You
friends.
brought the loot with you.
Oh, I like this one. Yes.
That's
So-
all right.
If nothing else, we got the goal, so we're going home happy. Thank you very much.
I will say as they leave, I'm sure that you learned a valuable lesson in setting off whatever it was that caused you to start on fire. And
Yes.
knowledge is power.
Onks has learned very well that the best way to open a door is not necessarily with his head.
Or your shoulder.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at Elgavar. Did you learn that?
I just say or your shoulder.
I think he learned a lesson too.
Onks nods and is like, indeed.
And I think we all had a very enlightening day.
Indeed. Will you be staying here longer, or will you accompany us back to town?
I believe a first round of drinks was promised earlier in the day.
Indeed it was. If you follow us now, we'll be happy to join you and share stories. Otherwise, I'll leave a tab.
I wouldn't mind a beer.
Marvelous. Do you still need to stick around and enlighten the goblins a bit more?
I don't need to do anything.
I think our job here has been served. And before we leave, I give a parting to the two goblins I made a mental link with.
Paul and Breadcrumb.
Yep, Paul and Breadcrumb. And just a voice in the head again. It was a job well done.
You notice
served
them
your
jump
purpose
off to the
correctly.
side as they weren't expecting the voice.
I congratulate you. You held your ideals firm and you followed through with the course.
Paul stands up straighter and looks very proud. Breadcrumb is still looking around trying to figure out the voice.
I would say you're on the proper path.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. It was our honor.
I'm glad I was able to trust in you, and you proved your worth. Now go forth and spread the word, and find the lands that you can call your home.
When next you come by, be sure to stop. You will see a whole new tomato fort.
It'll be my pleasure. I can't wait to see what you will all be able to accomplish.
I'm sure they'll accomplish great things.
And did we ride here or just walk here?
You guys walked. It was about a couple hours walk.
All right. Well, head back. Ready to head back to town then.
All right. You guys join the New Fables. They share a bit of stories from their travels, but it starts out with the utter disappointment that was their dungeon.
I think we should play up ours, and specifically, we give them the full. If the group isn't volunteering it, we can definitely play up the goblin encounter. Because, like they said, I bet that's a story in and of itself.
If you do, the Lynn is absolutely entranced, just loving every detail about the story with the goblins. Bucket's also listening and like very appreciative that you guys gave the goblins a chance to be reasoned with, as opposed to just killing them and taking their ears.
Yeah, I'm fully ready to carouse for the night. And have a few rounds.
Once you
Before we go, while everybody else is going drinking, I'm going to head to the place where we got the goblin job.
The sheriff's.
Yeah, the sheriff, and ask to speak with like a deputy or somebody.
The sheriff is there.
Okay.
Later in the day, he's mostly just filling out paperwork.
Yeah.
Looks up as you come inside. Ah, well met.
Yes, regarding the goblins outside of town in the hills.
Ah, yes, from this morning. Anything to report?
I suspect that they will no longer be a problem.
Oh. Did you
My
deal...
compatriots have decided to teach them how to grow tomatoes, and they seem to have taken a keen understanding to it.
The sheriff leans forward and his eyebrows just raised to the point where, you know, they could almost be mistaken for a hairline. Is that so?
I'm just saying, maybe give it, how long does it take for tomato crops to sprout?
Like to bear fruit or to sprout?
To sprout.
Few weeks.
Few weeks.
I think, depending on what kind of tomato, it might take 60 to 90 days.
Fair enough. So my guess, so what I'm going to suggest then is to the sheriff is to watch.
quick player note. I don't think these were the same goblins, because I think we asked about that when we first came across them in the cave.
Well, they did make a note that if they learned how to farm tomatoes, they wouldn't need to keep stealing tomatoes.
Yeah, but I thought the ones that we were like the constable job was like in either a different area or like more severe stuff. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I thought we
my
determined that.
understanding that these were the same ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
okay.
alluded to that they were similar.
Okay, never mind then. I was
Nobody
just-
had been killed. It was just
Gotcha.
goblins like ransacking
farms.
and stuff like that.
Gotcha. All right. Well, never mind.
If there had been murders from it, there had been a more severe approach to it.
And so I'm going to suggest to the sheriff that, you know, maybe keep an eye out on them, but if you send people to attack these goblins, they may retaliate in kind.
He considers that for a moment, stands up.
Right now, they have only been thieving, and we believe we've solved the thieving problem.
Sheriff stands up, walks over to the bulletin board, and pulls down the goblin bounty note. Rolls it up and tucks it into his desk.
Aw.
I will keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Should any
because
other
we'll
problems
murder this guy
arise?
immediately if he even thinks about it. So
Well, I'm just, like I said, the note still exists whether or not we've dealt with the problem, you know?
Yeah, like, he's not
I'm-
getting rid of the note. He's putting it on probation.
Yeah. And that's fine.
I think
I'm not
that's
going to
about as
tell a
much as we
lawman
can
how to
expect.
do his job. But I am going to suggest, you know,
I'll use my discretion.
I appreciate
Should
that.
any other issues arise, I will deal with it. But otherwise, I will not keep an active bounty open.
Have a good evening, officer.
You as well.
And I'm going to turn and leave. And go get a drink then.
All right. You find everybody else at the tavern from before. Was it? Let's see. It wasn't the Jolly Sea Dog. Alex.
Yeah.
Give me an adverb.
An adverb? Oh my god, you're testing my English skills right now? Alright. Look, I don't remember all the
Give me a
Verbs,
descriptor.
You want a verb, okay? An adverb is not what you want.
Right. Give me a descriptor. Some form of descriptor.
It, I want to say smelly, but that's I don't want it to be smelly. The Shining.
All right, The Shining. All right. Passenger. Give me a noun.
salamander.
The Shining Salamander. That is the tavern you guys have settled in.
Nice. You could have said any other word. I forgot what an adverb was. You could have said any
I
other
forgot
word.
what an adverb was. I should have just said
God
a
damn it.
descriptor.
To be fair, an adverb would be shinily.
Finally.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
How it's done.
Shinily?
Just
Yes.
descriptor.
Oh.
Yeah, it's funny. You were like, "Oh, you're testing my grammar skills," but really, Steven was testing his own grammar.
Yes.
I was like, ask me about a noun, a verb, anything else.
Yes.
I just don't
The Shining
recall.
Salamander. Algavar, when you arrive, the new Fables are sitting around with your cohorts. Lynn is telling a story. And as soon as you walk in, the tiefling turns around, waves you over, and shows you a seat.
I'll sit down and just look pointedly at the rest of my group and say, "You didn't tell them about the door yet, did you?"
No.
I'm leaving that to you guys. Would you have told about further in the dungeon? Or just the goblins?
I think Marston would stop contributing like up to the goblins and maybe the Nothic.
Actually, you know what?
Obviously, the Nothic is kind of part of the goblin story.
Hmm.
Since
you know what? I definitely would have told them about the door.
Okay.
And then I'm just go. So if you told them about the door, I'm just gonna say, "Damn."
Lynn, in the normal sing-songy voice. Yes, it sounds quite harrowing. I've never heard of a Nothic, but it sounds terrifying.
It wasn't too bad.
Would you all mind if we made a song about the goblins of Tomato Cave and the Nothic?
So long as the goblins are the heroes. You know, they're really nice people.
Oh goodness, I wouldn't even dream of putting Paul the Shining Tomato speaker in anything but brilliant light.
Good.
And now, here's to making new friends. Both us and you all and the goblins. She holds up her mug and tips it back. And is there anything else anybody would like to do tonight?
Get back to the ship.
All right.
The ship doesn't leave in the morning, does it? We have another day in town.
Tomorrow morning is when it leaves.
Oh.
So in the morning, like right?
Not bright and early. They said around noonish.
No, but I meant like the following day, like we
The
don't have a
following
whole
day.
other- Yeah, okay. So we're heading out in the morning.
Yeah. Today was the last full day you were going to be spending in port.
Gotcha.
Okay. I want to write a short note. Actually, no, not a short note. I'm gonna write a full-on letter. To Ekrin. Detailing, well, the new little clan of goblins in his backyard, and trying to best explain the situation, and not like saying you have to like help or anything, but just here's some folks in your backyard who could maybe use some help, and then offering a few coins just to look in on them.
All right.
But not demanding, right? Just if you have the time.
And you're hiring a courier to go deliver it?
Yeah.
All right. There's a small little post office off on the side of the town.
I'm actually just going to stay at the tavern and ask the tavern keeper if they can post it in the morning.
Tavern keeper considers, yeah, I'd be willing to run that.
Yeah, and I'm going to offer them 2 silver pieces to do it.
He holds the silver and gives you a nod. Take care of it first thing.
Excellent. That's all from me.
All right. Anyone else? All right.
Morning, we should probably sell
Did
our stuff.
Yes.
did Are the guy we rescued in the first town, that's on the ship, the antiques guy,
Piranesi.
Piranesi. Yeah, there we go. Did he like he's seemed competent at what he was doing, right? Like knowing about things, trinkets.
Yeah.
Maybe being able to
he's
identify stuff.
well traveled.
Okay.
Has an eye for rarities.
I'm gonna, before the end of the night, I'm gonna try to catch him alone somewhere on the ship if I can.
All right. As usual, when the weather's nice in the evening, he likes to stand outside and look at the stars.
Okay, if I can find a moment where there's no one else really up on the deck, or at least nearby, I'm gonna approach him.
Yeah, you'd be able to find some time like that.
All right.
Piranesi looks over. Ah, Mr. Marston.
I thought I'd trouble you for your opinion on something.
Oh, on anything in particular, or troubling in general?
Just a trinket I came across. I wondered if you might have any thoughts on it.
He perks up immediately. A trinket, you say?
Yeah, bauble, artifact, what have you. Something of note.
Those are my particular interest.
That's why I came.
Now, let me see it.
I pull the that arcane orb that I dug out of the rubble out of my coat.
Ooh. May I? He says as he holds his hands out to.
You may, but be careful. I'm not sure if it's dangerous.
Oh, of course, of course. He holds the orb in one hand and pulls out a pair of reading glasses and puts them on before stepping over towards a lantern hanging on the side of the ship and begins inspecting it.
I specifically position myself kind of on a lean against the wall where the lantern's hanging, and kind of like covering the view a little bit from anyone who might be walking by.
He's turns the orb in his hand several times, inspects it for about a minute or so, and then he starts trying to move some of the little panels on it, tapping some of the runes. My goodness, you found something quite interesting, if I might say.
It's a hope, so I'm glad to hear it.
Oh, yes. Were you looking to sell it by chance?
I'd rather know what it was before I make any decisions on that.
Well, professional opinion, it certainly appears to be a puzzle. The runes along each of the levels coincide with various other runes on it, and it looks as though they might spin, and once aligned properly, would likely reveal whatever's inside.
Well, how about
that? Indeed. That said, I have given it a couple tugs, and I can't get any of what I had assumed to be dials to move. So, it could be that it's old and just in need of some oil and grease. But who knows? These things could also inherently be magic to a degree, and unless somebody in particular is holding it, it won't move.
Fair enough. Well, how about this? I'm not making any decisions yet, but you'll be the first to know once I do. As consideration for your opinion and appraisal here.
Well, that is much obliged. Thank you, Mr. Marston. He offers the orb back to you.
I take it. I stow it back in my my duster.
Now, if I may ask, where did you find that?
Little bit of a sojourn we took outside of town as a extracurricular.
I see. I was going to say, I had figured you had completed your deliveries already. So it's good to see you found something to keep you busy on your extra day off.
Indeed. Can't hurt to keep the muscles working, blood pumping.
Indeed, can't do to get fat on your laurels.
For sure. You know, it's always good to keep an open eye and an open ear. You never know what might pop up.
Indeed. Should you come across any other novelties, I would ask you show me. I always love taking a look at them, even if I don't get to add them to my inventory.
Well, we might have a few other trinkets. Nothing as fancy as that, but I don't know if you'll also purveyor of gems and sundries, maybe antique coins.
Ooh, antique coins I have some interest in. It's relatively easy to find buyers for them, so if nothing else, there's that. Gems, I don't particularly carry, but I don't mind taking a look.
Well, pass that along to the rest of the crew. I give them maybe I pull out a couple of samples of the gems. But I'm not holding the coins, but I hear we found a nice stash of them.
Ah, marvelous. Let me know if anything comes up.
Yeah, for sure. We might not have time to sell them in the morning, so it might work out perfectly that we deal right with you.
Well, if it helps, while I was moseying around town, I noticed there was a smith off to the side who did dabble in jewelries, so he might be interested in your gems.
Oh, perfect. I'll follow up on that lead this morning and mention the coins to the rest of the group.
Marvelous.
Pleasure doing business.
Of course. Have a pleasant evening.
You yourself. I'll head looking for, I believe Bjorn found the coins.
Yep. Bjorn's the one who found the both the coin purses.
Yes.
And I'll mention that, just kind of a sidelong. I was talking to Pianese, and he said that he's a purveyor of antique coins, so you might be able to get a better price for those from him.
Good. Good. I mean, I figured these would probably be, to a historian, worth more than just a standard coin, potentially, so... we can...
So, always worth checking.
Yeah. Wait, Piranesi was the one that was interested in them?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I can go talk to him now. Yeah, if that's what we want to do, I can go talk to him now and ask him, I can have him look him over.
Alright. He's still up on deck where Marston had left his company.
Yeah, alright.
Ah, Master Bjorn. Well met.
Yes, indeed. I hear you're the man to take a look at these old coins.
I'd be happy to. He pulls his glasses out again and puts them on.
I'll show him, and did I know that it was King Hector Armbrust?
Yep. That's about all you were able to really pick out.
Okay. So you got some old coinage dating back to the old King Hector.
Ah, Lord Armbrust. He takes the pouch of coins, pulls one out, and begins to inspect it in the light. It is always easy to find buyers for the Hector coins, so that's good. That said, they are also one of the more common antique coins to buy. So, let's see. He looks through the bag. You've got about 30 some of the antique coins here. The other ones have some older royalty on them as well. That said, they're a bit more faded and dated. Could potentially find some buyers for them, but the quality's not as great as they could have been. All in all, For this bag of 30 coins, I would be willing to offer you... How does 50 gold sound?
Let's go 48, and I'm going to keep an armbrust.
Okay.
I want to keep at least one.
He hands you one of the armbrust coins.
Sounds good to me.
Follow me down below. I will write you up a receipt for the deal.
All right.
And I trust, I heard you all have gems as well? And you were looking to sell them in town tomorrow. If you would like, I could take a look and give you an idea of how much you're expecting.
I don't see why not, because I also had gems in with the old coins, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll show them whatever I got. I didn't even really look through those that carefully, so...
Alright. I'm just going to use this for giving you the totals for the adventure.
Yep.
Piranesi leads you to the sort of study on deck with a lot of the navigational scrolls and books kept. Piranesi pulls out a lockbox, and inside is his own personal ledger, as well as a scroll of tearaway paper. He pulls out an ink quill and begins writing. Tears it off, hands it to you along with a small pouch of money. 50 gold coin, or 48 gold coins for the sale of 29 antiques. And then he also looks through the gems and all your totals coming up. There is going to be your 48 gold worth of sellable antique coins. Another 40 gold worth of just gold coins that you can't particularly sell, so they're just market gold. And then 160 gold worth of gems. If you're also looking to pawn the nice big emerald. So that is going to be a total of 248 gold coming your way.
Okay, and that was all the gold from my pouch, the emerald, and
Yes.
the stuff that Marston found, the other smaller ones?
Yeah, the other
Yes.
gems.
All the gems.
Okay, all
Okay.
gems.
All
and the big
gems.
emerald as well?
Yes.
All right.
Now, if at any point you wanted to sell, like, the orb or any of the books, that can be discussed then, but this is just the gold and the gems.
Yep. I've kept the orb to myself at this point.
You mentioned it's a puzzle and I'm all over it, but until you mentioned it.
Hmm. I was like, I do know a tinker.
That's that. In the morning, you go about your business, selling everything that needs to be sold. You get back in time for the ship to get ready to cast off. And just before noon, the Endurance leaves port. It is a fair day for sailing. The air is nice and cool, and off on the horizon you see the mountains of Ulis growing larger.
Ooh, Liz.
Was that our next stop?
Yep, the main continent. Specifically, you guys are going to be docking at one of the mountainside airports, or
Dry docks?
airship ports.
Airports kind of works.
Yeah. Like, it just felt weird saying airports.
Yeah.
Elgavar, you would know that the trip is expected to take you about 4 days, pending good sailing, to get over the mainland and to the designated port area.
Okay.
Are any of you doing anything in particular on your days of downtime?
It was a great.
I'm gonna take some time and start fiddling around with the orb, like default, like
Pondering your orb?
yeah, I'm gonna ponder some orb. That like the day once we're in the air, and out of dock on that first day.
All right. Roll me an investigation check.
Sorry, real quick, did we say we sold the 160 gold worth of gems, or do we still have to technically do that?
Yes, we did.
You guys
We
did that
did.
in the morning.
Okay.
I was just using Piranesi dealing with that stuff. Like, I suppose if you wanted to, like, do something else in town, would any of you have wanted to do some extra shopping?
Particularly, I think I would probably know that as we get closer to mainland Ulyss, that's where probably the better stuff is.
Yes. You guys
So-
know you're going to be going to the Grand Market of Ulyss, which is reported to be the best shopping on the entire ring.
Okay. So we got that to look forward to. I got an 11.
An 11. You're poking around. Like, you're starting to notice patterns in the runes, but you're not sure how they go together, and you still can't figure out how to get the dials to shift.
Okay. Some preliminary ideas.
So,
Gotcha.
no progress today.
I don't know about anybody else, but I'd really like to take a look at like our books and scrolls, especially that journal.
And also that holy symbol.
Yeah, all that's pretty fascinating.
Alright, so you guys are, setting up shop, talking amongst yourselves, sharing some of the things.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool that we have some shared fascinations in history and all of that.
Yeah.
I know
At
nothing
least-
about this world, so I'm all in.
At least personally for Kimbrin, it's nice to connect with others on this topic.
Okay,
So often such things are kept close to the vest in the monastery.
I will mention to passenger that I think that was a very successful field test. None of us blew up.
I will nod assent and commend their skill using a brand new machine.
Alright.
Oh, by the way, for pawning off everything, I'll distribute everybody 45 gold.
All right.
Okay, so everybody who is taking time to get together, comb over the books, the religious symbol, who would like to roll religion for the amulet that passenger found?
Yeah, I already tried and couldn't figure it out.
Does anybody else have religion trained besides myself?
I'm trained in religion, but I'm at disadvantage because my religion is not your guys's.
Sure. Well, my intelligence is pretty shit, so my religion roll is going to be like relatively low compared to other skill checks, but it's not.
And
bad.
Stan, feel free to roll religion without disadvantage.
Oh. Then I might be able to do something.
Yeah, I was going to use my restore balance to negate that disadvantage for you.
Okay. Rolling religion.
Yeah, I'll assist you.
Okay, with an assist. Let's re-roll that then, because that was a shit roll. That's a 12.
You're looking at it, and it's certainly familiar. The closest approximation you can get, it looks like a spin on the Eye of Vecna.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's, relates to a god of secrets, I believe. One of the more nasty ones.
Now, Stephen, in terms of Forgotten Realms, like gods, deities, entities, how present are they on the Ringworld, and how aware of them are they?
They still exist. Like, you'd be able to find, worshippers of Bahamut.
Sure.
But
So,
for
like,
the most
Vecna
part,
is an entity that people might be aware of here.
Yeah.
It's not like something
like,
from
it's
out-
Vecna's not big on the ring. Like, the ring generally holds its, like, personal pantheon closer.
Sure.
But, there's some overlap between the Forgotten Realm deities. So, as soon as you guys hear, like, the name Vecna, it's like, oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Be right back.
I don't know. You didn't say specifically it was Vecna, but akin to Vecna is,
Yeah, like, it looks like the Eye of Vecna, but done in, like, a different style from Vecna's usual
Okay.
symbology.
Still, Vecna is Vecna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely.
Finding Vecna symbology is rarely a good thing.
Rarely, yes.
But considering the fact that that cursed Nothic was desperate to guard whatever it was that was in that box, it makes sense that he'd have an amulet of Vecna, given that Vecna is, well, he's a god of secrets. Whomever that Nothic was probably worshipped Vecna prior to being transformed.
All right.
Perhaps the. What do we know about the journal, Steve?
For the journal, roll me history.
Four.
And other people also, poking around at the books are welcome to roll history as well.
Yeah, I do have. I'm
21.
proficient in history and can give somebody advantage with the help action.
That's
back.
music to my ear.
Got myself a 21.
21?
Jesus.
All right.
I smart, yo. It's what I do. I smart and I punch. I punch smartly.
The journal is, well, specifically, I'll ask the journal from the lockbox or the journal from the chest. So there was the lockbox one, like, in the library. And then there was the bedroom journal in the chest. That was for the wizard Ondar.
I guess I was asking about the wizard one.
Okay, so the one from the bedroom.
Yeah.
All right. That one is a personal journal for a wizard named Ondar, who resided within the library here. near the end of the ruins' tenure as a active site. Detailing his cataloging of various travelers in and out of the area. How long are you spending reading through it?
At least for now, I'm just sort of leafing through it.
Okay. For the most part, it's a day-to-day operation.
Alright.
Of the ruin. It apparently seemed to have hosted travelers and pilgrims going around and dealing with other sites similar. I will be right back.
Okay.
Day 492. The goblins threw another tomato at me. It stung my eye.
This might have been my fault.
Amanda, do you have inspiration?
I believe I do.
You do. If you didn't, I would have given you some.
I can just like bank that. Right.
No banking inspirations.
Super inspiration. You're so inspired now.
Oh man. But just paging
Super
through.
inspiration is like regular inspiration, except you feel good about it when you use it.
Yeah.
It's regular inspiration with a +1.
It's like bardic inspiration added on top.
It's like regular inspiration, but you don't hoard it like consumable items in Skyrim.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what you get from the just leafing through the journal.
Alright.
So doing the big tome next.
Yeah. Why not?
All
Let's do
right.
it.
For that, everybody who's helping out with that can roll history, but Stan, you will be at disadvantage.
Disadvantage is still a 12,
Okay.
14 for me.
as opposed to a 22.
All right, so got a 14 from Kimbrin. Passenger, are you going to be taking part in this one? All right. With the 14, you're reading through. It's a very old, sort of historical analog, or let's go with encyclopedia, not analog. Written by an entity called Kovron, Covron. And Kimbrin with the 14, you are aware that Kovron is the name of an old entity on the ring. He is the first dragon that ever arrived here.
Oh shit, okay. Sorry, so this is a book about Kavron or by Kavron?
Roll me insight.
Or both? 17.
17. This is a book written by Kavron.
Damn, alright. See you, Kavron, I see you. And yeah, what's the gist?
Most of it in the early sections are detailing him going around the ring. It's a very dry read. Most of it is academic in him observing the ring being constructed.
Shit.
Not like the superstructure itself, but like the land on which it was made. It also meant, like there's mention of the old gods. Galwin is mentioned, as well as an entity by the name of Rourke.
Have I heard that name before?
Yes. There's a month named after him. He's considered the life-bringer of the ring. But he's not actually a god. He just brought plant life and animals to the ring.
Okay.
The book mentions him a number of times, sort of in the same intonation one would use for a colleague.
Sorry, I was AFK for a second. This was in the pile of books that we got from the...
It was the one that was in the trapped lockbox that you opened.
Okay, and who wrote it again? The dragon?
A dragon by the name of Kovron.
How... Spell it, please.
Covron. And in the book, it detailed early days on the ring and sort of an academic examination of an artificial world being created.
Does Kovron detail where people came from?
That will require deeper investigation into the book and, like, reading it.
Yeah. Alright. What about any mentions of the builders of the ring?
That's mentioned early in the first page, or not the first page, the first chapter, where he goes over his arrival, where he was requested to come to the ring as sort of just a historian of sorts, of just cataloging everything, seeing how it progresses. And the builders are mentioned much the way they're usually mentioned, with an air of mystique and mystery. He mentions outright that he had never met a builder, simply saw the unfurnished product of their work.
Who requested his presence on the ring?
The Lady Galwin.
Okay. And is Galwin referenced in the way that a deity is?
Not quite.
Okay.
It's more informal, and similar to the way Rourke is mentioned, it's more as colleagues than as from a point of reverence.
Sure. I was curious. Cool. Well, we might just dig into this another time. I can stop asking you all kinds of pointed questions.
I don't mind.
This is the part Moose has been waiting for all game.
Yeah, just somebody to ask him about all of the lore.
What?
One
me?
DM to another. I know. I know.
Me wanting to talk about the lore of a world I built? Oh.
You're not excited about that at all.
Oh.
I can't imagine why you'd want to do that.
Exposition?
I see
There's
you,
no
Moose.
fun in that.
I see you.
Well, yeah, you are currently playing in a game of just a bunch of DMs, so, like, give me all of the world lore. We're here for it. This is what happens when you get a bunch of forever DMs in one room.
Yeah. You guys are my Avengers. I have gathered you all here for a very specific purpose.
Exactly, we're the dream team.
But yeah, if you want, you can shelve it for a while and come back to it.
I mean, in terms of, like, what I want my character to be doing, I think this is the book I'm going to spend most of my time with.
Right.
Assuming that the others aren't, like, clamoring for turns with it. Because I totally understand, you know, sharing our research and all that. If I was going to pick a thing to do with our downtime, I'm going to deep dive into this shit.
All right. So that will be the what you're doing in your downtime while traveling.
Yep.
Anybody else? Stan tinkering
specifically,
away?
I'm writing up my design, which I think after the time that I spent earlier, and then you said it was, what, 4 days? I should have a knowledgeable written design, I think, right?
Design for what specifically?
Bang.
You're able to get a good start. It takes some fine-tuning, and from what you can tell, it's a solid, good draft of a plan.
Okay.
I'll just I'm spending basically like some time each night while I'm down in the hold, private and away from everyone else, continuing to mess with the orb.
Okay.
Because how many days did you say we have? Like 3?
About 4.
4? Okay. Do you want me to make some rolls, or?
Make an investigation check. Or at the end of the 4 days.
Okay.
Just sort of the cumulative messing around with.
Would I be able to assist with that at all?
I have yet to inform anyone of the orb at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, as of right now, it's a secretive project for him.
Secrets.
Why am I not on the right page?
Secret. He's got a secret.
Good song. Did you say an investigation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Poking around, detailed inspection.
Good old 10.
And not able to make any further headway. You still can't quite figure out why you can't get the dials to move.
All right.
Passenger, anything in particular?
If nobody prevents me from doing so, I'm going to drop the amulet of Vecna over the side of the ship into the deepest part of what passes for our ocean.
Yeah, you're in some of the, water passages connecting the...
It might actually stop you from that.
If you can. I didn't say I was doing it in front of anybody.
Fair enough.
Does anyone even know you have that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was part of the
that
group
was
inspection.
identifying it. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. now.
If only to say, instead of dropping it into the ocean where it might be found again, let's take it to some sort of religious center and have them destroy it.
I think it is as likely to fall into the wrong hands in any given religious center, if not more so.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I will leave that up to you guys.
I'm not gonna stop you, but that
Yeah.
that was my suggestion.
So, I will leave it up to Passenger whether she goes through on throwing it overboard or not. All Titanic blue heart thing.
You know, that's what happens.
Oh, that scene.
All right. Making a
Titanic
note.
music.
Amulet thrown overboard. To absolutely not be found by anyone.
It's a small child in the head.
No, you guys are over, still over the water of the Mormont Ocean.
I mean, who's to say that people sail on the actual ocean?
You don't see
Yeah.
any boats below you.
Boats,
Could be.
boats.
Hit by that flying turtle thing that you warned me about.
Yeah, what about flying turtles?
You gotta watch out for them flying turtles.
The flying turtle, singular, hasn't been seen on Elysia in over 1,000 years.
Doesn't mean that it won't show up.
All right. The 4 days pass. Around halfway through the second day, you pass over the last bit of water and start flying over the mountain range that makes up almost the entirety of the continent of Ulus. It makes for a very nice view as you fly, just the difference between every mountain, every valley. Got a bit more character to it than just flying over the ocean. So there's a good number of people that are now above deck, if just to have extra eyes on watch, but also to enjoy the view. You notice as you get more inland, the air does start to get colder. The mountaintops have snow on them. And after late in the day, on day 4, you arrive at what you assume is the location. But anybody in particular, like, below deck, or would you guys be hanging around above deck?
During the day, what time of day is this happening?
This would be later in the day, so think around 5 or 6 o'clock.
I'd probably be on deck.
Probably been on deck for a couple hours, just kind of taking the view and meditating with my little amulet, just kind of holding it.
All right. Anybody who is on deck, you hear from up in the crow's nest, "Captain! Oh, we've got a bit of trouble. I'm not quite sure what yet, though." The captain, who is over by the wheelhouse, steps forward. "Report, what is it? Give it your best guess." It's another airship that's signaling to us. One moment. It's... Uh-oh. So...
Are there sky pirates?
I mean, yes, but...
I mean, would I know that there are?
I love that you delivered that with the perfect inflection of "well, duh."
Yeah, of course there's sky pirates, idiot.
The lookout up in the crow's nest shouts down, "They're saying they're officials from port." The captain down below calls up the first mate, and they're discussing amongst themselves. "All right, signal them over."
How far out are we from port?
A couple hours. Actually, about a half hour at best. Like, you're close. Enough to where it would make sense. The other airship, it's a sort of rough looking sloop in the way that dwarven airships are a bit more brutalist than other styles. But this one has a lot of fine detail, gold trim, a lot of filigree, and standing, waiting at a unraised gangplank is a gnome in very ornate robes.
What kind of station does this person hold?
Alex, roll me history.
With advantage or anything?
No.
That's a 5.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, give it with advantage.
That's a 7. God damn it.
You
like
know,
I can be useful.
I want to remind you of the 3rd level bardic spell, Whispers of Defeat.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now. I was like, oh, this is something that I would be good at this. No, just no.
You know you've seen individuals wearing these robes around before, but you've never been quite sure what they do.
Have I always been running away from them?
You haven't wanted to be near them.
Alright, well, I'm gonna make myself scarce.
The other airship pulls in close, and armed guards alongside the gnome raise the gangplank. And the gnome calls over, "Permission to come aboard." "Permission granted," the captain says with very thinly veiled disdain. And the gnome saunters over with a very... Like, his chin is held very high. So even though he's very short, he's still somehow looking down his nose at everyone. And yes, Nick, sorry about cutting you off.
Sorry, I thought I was muted. My dad just walked in, so I was talking to him, so sorry to interrupt.
Gotcha. The gnome steps towards a little ways into the ship, but then stops. And after a few moments, the captain sort of sighs and walks the rest of the way towards the official. "What's this all about?" "This is about me telling you that the port is closed." "Excuse me?" "You heard me. The port is closed." "I did hear you, but what do you mean the port is closed?" "I don't know how I can be more clear." "Well, I mean, you could explain why the Grand Market port is closed." "I don't feel the need to explain myself to you, Captain. You are more than welcome to take your ship over to Aurum Bay, where the other ships have gone. You may wait there until such time that the port is once again open, or you may go about your way. Is there anything else I can help you with?" "No, there is nothing more you can help me with. Thank you." "Have a good day, Captain." And the gnome turns and walks back to his ship.
I cast Mind Sliver on him.
Jesus.
Oh,
I go
God.
below deck.
You know what? This gnome's a real dick. I support it.
Okay. Do your thing.
I will even use a sorcery point for subtle spell so that I don't have to use any like somatic or verbal components for it.
That's a good
Lovely
plan.
spell. Nobody knows what's going on.
That is a very good plan.
Intelligence saving throw.
That is going to be 13. Amanda?
Sorry. I think that does just meet my spell save.
Ah. You notice the gnome as he's walking back to his ship, like he holds his head a bit and shakes, looks around.
Men, take me below. I feel parched and must partake in my dinner early.
I do it
That's
again.
the worst.
Goodness. Oh Lord.
You do it again?
Maybe. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna.
Doing subtle spell again?
Okay, I'm pulling the table. Do I use subtle spell or do I use my other one to
Do not get us in more trouble.
Okay, fine, subtle.
Okay.
I don't know. If we get into trouble, it might give me the opportunity to punch him in the taint.
You know,
Yeah,
you
get
just
real
have
low.
that opportunity now without.
Well, I know, but like, I don't want us to get kicked off the ship for, violence against elected officials.
You're gonna have to get past an asshole first.
Okay. Amanda?
Thank you for that.
Am I able to use my inspiration to give him disadvantage?
Mm.
Flutter's eyelashes.
Let's see.
Makes the puppy dog eyes.
Amanda?
Rules as written, the answer is no, but
I'll tell you what.
I was supposed to have super inspiration.
This die right here.
Super inspiration.
I like it.
This die right here.
Who's in the cannon?
I'm gonna fire it out of the cannon. If it is odds, I will let you give him disadvantage.
Oh shit!
It is odds. You can spend your inspiration to give this gnome disadvantage.
Yo,
Oh
I
my
just gotta say, I'm
goodness.
having a great time.
I'm glad to hear. All right, rolling again. Thanks to the disadvantage, the 17 became a 4.
Nice.
So his total is 6.
Now who's parched?
He takes 4 psychic damage, and his next saving throw is -4.
Oh my god.
I do it again. I'm kidding.
It's like, oh god, you're trying to kill this man.
Okay, but like, if you gave him, a seizure, would any of us be upset about it?
Let's see. Does he get across the gangplank before this happens, and does he fall overboard?
Oh no!
Yes, please, please.
Oh. I don't know if it's gonna make anything better, guys.
Are any of us standing like near the gangplank where we could just like slightly shake it, like just a little bit?
No. The gnome, he's making his way across. He's about 3/4 of the way. He just grabs his head in absolute agony. He's like, oh god, what? He stumbles a bit, has 1 foot over the edge of the gangplank when one of the guards grabs him by the collar and yanks him back on board.
Damn it.
I rolled a 2 on just a d20 roll. So he doesn't die, but he gets disrespected to get brought back on board.
Apparently, this group is like, down with the man. Fuck authority.
The
An
gangplank
authority.
is quickly brought back aboard the other ship, and a couple of guards are rushing the official down below. As he is man-colding it, like, playing it way worse. Like, he is in no way comfortable, but he's acting like he is now on the verge of death.
Sure.
And
He just got soccer tackled in the brain, and now he's clutching his knee and crying about it.
Soccer tackled in the brain. I like that.
Yeah.
And he's, like, the guards, like, are looking at you guys suspiciously. But thanks to Subtle Spell, there's been nothing to incriminate any of you. And with a very gruff voice, one of the guards, a stout dwarf with a golden helm, says, Aurum Bay is about half a day's flight to the north. Have a nice day. And the ship peels away.
As navigation, is there any route that I can deduce to cut that time down?
Not particularly. It is a nice straightforward flight through a couple of mountain passes.
No shaving off no shaving off parsecs.
No, because the Grand Market is fairly close to the town on Aurum Bay. So
that's fine. I'm just trying to.
The airship port is there for the airships to get preferential, like, access to the Grand Market, but seafaring vessels can still get there through Aurum Bay. And
Like I said,
it
I was
is
just trying to get a preferential, show the captain that I can be useful.
It's a good try, but the captain did take some enjoyment, some schadenfreude from seeing the gnome keel, like, double over in pain. That said, it is now 4 o'clock, so we are going to call session.
Yeah.
All right.
Trust everybody had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, good game, everybody.
That was something. Oh,
Thank you all for joining. I'm sorry there was that delay.
How dare you?
I know. We will meet again in 2 weeks.
How dare?
How so very dare?
Oh, so very dare.
For everybody in the chat, thank you for tuning in and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. To the players, I look forward to seeing you next time. And yeah, good stream, everybody.
That was definitely good stuff.
Stream,
Sure.
I might be back later today, streaming some more games. We'll see. I now need to work tomorrow, so I should probably get some chores done, so we'll see whether I have time for some games.